Hello, everybody. I'm just waiting to go live on YouTube. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm low energy today. I have like a headache right now. I'm hoping it'll go away soon. So today we're gonna play more of the 100 line Last Defense Academy. Last time we hit the first story lock. The game automatically transported me to the exact location I needed to be in the chapter select area. I don't remember when exactly this is, so I think I'm gonna look through the chapter select and look at the decisions I had to make. This is day 11. Okay. Okay. Reveal your secret? No. Kiss Hiroko? No. Unlock conditions. And now we're here. Okay, it wasn't that much.
Strictly speaking, neither of us are time travelers in the way you think we are.
Hopefully my audio's okay. I do have a fan blasting in the background. I have to have it on.
This isn't a matter of us leaping back in time. It's more that we're trapped in a time loop. That goes for me, and you too. You're the same as me, Takumi. You're not a time traveler. You're a time looper.
The moment I heard those words, my head seemed to fill with a blindingly bright light, and then... The next thing I knew, I was back in my room, lying on my bed. Hiroko was there with me.
You promised me you wouldn't let the truth destroy you. And yet, you fainted the moment you heard it. What are you? A salmon roe?
What do you mean by that?
You're soft and squishy and fall apart when the heat is on.
She had a point. I hauled myself up and got to my feet. Sunlight was streaming in through the window. I must have been lying there all night. I remembered about the other times I've lived through these 100 days, and about what happened in those other, I guess we should call them timelines?
Oh.
But not all of them, right? Yeah, it's all a little fragmented.
Oh.
How many did you remember? 10, 20, more than that? No, not even that many. You're still just a beginner. A beginner? Come with me. Hey, where are we going this time? You wanted to hear the whole truth, didn't you? It's not something I can talk about here. Hello, Hearts Blue. Hiroko left the room, still feeling a little clueless. I followed her. We should be safe in here. First, I want to know what you know. Which TLs did you remember, and how much do you remember about them? My day has been okay. How about you? TLs? That's the abbreviation for timeline I've been using in my head. We can use the full version if you want. I'm not really sure how to explain which ones I remembered, though. Any key points or characteristics will do. Okay, but honestly, I don't feel good about this. Too many of the timelines I remember ended in tragedy. So many of our friends died in those alternate realities. They were murdered. Killed in ways so gruesome and cruel that I didn't even want to say them out loud. It hurt just to think about them. I started to think I'd have been better off never remembering it at all. On the other hand, I warned you, once you know the truth, there's no going back. But you said you could handle it. You promised not to let it destroy you. I did say that. Now I had to stand by it. In spite of the pain it caused me, I began to speak. Okay, here goes. Slowly, hesitantly, I told Hiroko what I remembered about the other timelines. The Gi parasites. The series of murders caused by them. The exorcism rituals I held with Gaku. Getting into the escape pod with Hiroko and Tsubasa and setting off for the satellite. There was another timeline with a serial killer in it too. Except that time it turned out to be Yugamu. Wait, Yugamu? Yugamu was the killer? I felt a sudden jolt of pain in my head. My memories must have been getting mixed up. Are you alright? Yeah, I think so. I squeezed Hiroko's hand to reassure her and carried on. I told her about another timeline where zombies started appearing. How long have I been streaming for? You mean totality? Almost 3 years. We tried using Yugamu as bait at first. But even after that, our friends kept dying and coming back as zombies. In the end, I got caught by them too, and... Wait a minute, did I become a zombie in that timeline as well? Yeah, you were killed on day 58. I think I remember that. The zombie Aetho attacked me from behind. But after that, there's nothing. I guess you wouldn't remember being a zombie, huh? Of course not. By that point, I wasn't me anymore. We'll talk more about that timeline later. Tell me about the others. I nodded. There's not much to tell. There's just one more I can remember. Hi, Patrick. How are you doing? That one all started with Gaku being killed. Then Kako's body was found. She'd been poisoned. After some investigation, we figured out that it was Shoma who killed Kako. But then he was found dead too, killed by Ava. You're doing great today? That's awesome. Cool stream streak you got. 7 streams. Congratulations. You know about Ava, right? You don't have to check in with me like that. Assume I know everything besides what happened while I was zombified. Okay, well, Ava activated her self-destruct device and died too. But that still wasn't the end of it. The killings continued. Next to go was Tsubasa, then Moko. And then Kurata was found strangled in the secret room in the school's basement. That's all I know. Shoma and Ava both mentioned a mastermind called X, but we never figured out who that was. It was probably them who killed Gaku, Tsubasa, Moko, and Kurata, though. Hiroko pushed her glasses up and directed a piercing glare at me. Is that really everything? Yeah, of course. She stared into space for a while, her expression unreadable. She was clearly thinking hard, but about what, I had no idea. Finally, she spoke. I take back what I said before. You're not a salmon roe. Your mind has a tempered steel shell that can shrug off any attack. How am I doing today? I'm doing okay. I did my steno practice. I just did the 140. I was in the middle of the 120, but then I stopped. I'm gonna continue it tomorrow. What does that mean? Don't worry about it. You'll understand soon enough. Why do we keep moving around? To throw off anyone who might be trying to eavesdrop on us. Is someone really doing that? Probably not, but it pays to be careful. Have a nice day to you too, Hearts Blue. Thank you for subbing. So going from place to place is safer than staying put and going through the whole story? Hiroko nodded. I suppose it's my turn. Ask me anything, apart from my credit card information. Well, okay, well, first of all, I want to know about your memories. When did you start remembering other timelines? Do you remember what happened on day 3? That's when you decided to keep it a secret that you'd come from the future. And you made up the story about reading Aetho's diary to explain how you knew what he was up to. My memories returned right after that, although I don't remember everything either. So far, I've only managed to recall 146 timelines. 146? Yes, I've been through at least 146 loops, and most of them made it to day 100. Doing the math, that's 14,600 days, divided by 365, that's 40. I've been living at this school in this loop for at least 40 years. 40 years? 14,600 days? It was hard to even wrap my head around that length of time. It was making my brain freeze up. I just stood there completely dumbfounded. And that's only the bare minimum. Accounting for loops I haven't remembered yet, the real number is probably even bigger. This is only speculation, but I think something similar is going on with you. Huh? There's a good chance you've lived through these 100 days just as much as I have. At least 146 loops or 40 years. It's all happened. You've just forgotten about it. We changed locations again. I was still dazed and confused, so Hiroko picked up the conversation without any prompting. Across those 146 loops, lots of different things have happened, obviously. But apart from a few exceptions, the enemy attacks always occur on the same days. That's why I insisted we go to second to last Defense Academy on day 6. Day 7 would have been too late. That's when Murvrum attacked the school. Likewise, on day 8, there would have been attacks on both academies. If that had happened, somebody would be sure to die. Getting the entire special defense unit together by day 6 was the only way to prevent that. Did you tell Side and Nigo all of this? Yes, including the part about me being a time looper. It's all starting to add up now. That's how those two suddenly knew when the attacks would happen. Why didn't you tell me about the loop? You told Side and Nigo, but not me? I did tell you. I've told you and the others so many times in so many timelines. But things always played out in the worst possible ways when I did. All of you died and I was the only one left standing. It's happened like that dozens of times. For some reason, telling people the truth only takes us down dark, chaotic paths. It's like we're cursed, never able to escape our fate or change it for the better. I don't want to watch you all die anymore. So I stayed quiet about it. I thought if I didn't tell anyone, then maybe... But you're telling me about it now. Is that okay? You're the one who kept asking. You just wouldn't let it go. I guess that's true. Hiroko drew in a deep breath and exhaled. She repeated that process a couple of times until she regained her usual composure. It's alright. That's the only reason I decided to tell you. I have a feeling that this timeline might be different. I've got no concrete grounds for thinking that, but... Hiroko reached into her pocket. She brought out the calico cat figure I'd given her yesterday and squeezed it tenderly. Never mind. Don't worry about it. She put the cat back in her pocket and said no more. This explains a lot, but I still don't understand how we got stuck in this time loop in the first place. Before we get into that, let me tell you some more about the loop itself. It begins on our second day here.
Tickled off Patrick just redeemed Pat My Head.
Thanks for redeeming Pat My Head. More specifically, the night of day 2, right before Eito destroys Side. When the loop resets, that's always the point in time that we return to.
Huh?
And when does it reset? It depends. There are 2 possibilities. Either when we die, or at 10 a.m. on day 10. Day 100. Day 100? 10 a.m.? Yes. Right around the time the school launches its final attack. For whatever reason, even if we make it to the end, we still can't escape this place. When it gets to 10 o'clock, we'll be forced back to day 2 to do it all over again. You said you remembered a timeline where we managed to get into the escape pod, yes? But do you remember anything from after that? I remember taking off for the satellites and watching the final attack through the window. But there's nothing after that. You see, you don't have any memories of us actually reaching the artificial satellite. Neither do I. Before we can get there, our consciousnesses are pulled back.
Huh?
And we start again from day 2. Hiroko nodded. But is this really all true? Somehow I have a distant memory of days beyond day 100. I know I said things turn back in the loop on day 100 at 10 a.m., but that's no more than an educated guess. It could end up being slightly earlier or later, or in some situations much later. But even so, it doesn't change the fact that we'll be brought back to the evening of day 2 at some point. Think about it. If you continue to exist in a timeline after day 100 into old age, how could you possibly retain those memories from after day 100 in the here and now? You're right. If we weren't caught in this loop, I wouldn't be able to remember any of that time. I must have gone back to day 2 even in those longer timelines, and that's why I can only vaguely remember them. But going beyond day 100 is an extremely rare anomalous event. It's probably safe to say that in general, the loop turns back on itself on day 100 at 10 a.m. When I had rides back in the past, I didn't have any memories from other timelines. Was it the same for you, Hiroko? I told you already, didn't I? My memory started returning on day 3. We forget everything the moment we return to the start of the loop. In some cases, like right now, we suddenly remember them again. I have no idea what causes it, or if there's any kind of rule governing the process. That is weird, especially since I still remember my first timeline when I go back to day 2. That's probably because of your cryptoglobin. What do you mean? The first timeline we experienced, I'll just call it the first cycle to make things easier. During that cycle, you absorbed Ato's power, but not just his.
When I was killed by Ato, all of my cryptoglobin was incorporated into him. And now, by way of Ato, that cryptoglobin resides in you.
On the 100th day of the first cycle, you had that ghost boy's power inside you. That made you strong enough to retain your memories when you traveled back in time. Wait a minute, so the time loop and cryptoglobin are related somehow? It only stands to reason. Think about it. What's your specialist skill? Special redo, the power to try things again. See, it all adds up. But what about you? Your special discipline skill is totally different from mine. You know how some people are really good at multiple subjects, like history and math? It's the same principle. So you've got the power to redo things as well? I do. Then why haven't I ever seen you do it before? Technically, I've never seen you redo something either. The effects of skills that alter the flow of time are only visible to their user. Neither of us can tell when the other uses the skill, or what changes when they do. Does that mean there are defensive battles we've only won thanks to you redoing stuff? I've lived through this loop 146 times. Don't underestimate what I can do. Okay, I think I get that the time loop is somehow caused by your specialist skills, but there's still something I don't understand. At the end of the first cycle, I wanted to change things more than anything. That's how I was able to go back to the night of day 2. But why does it keep happening in the other timelines? Why does dying or making it to 10 a.m. on day 100 pull us back to that same point? I don't know, but I have a theory. It's because that initial jump back in time was the trigger. Hello, Gian. How are you doing? Think of spinning tops. They'd never stop spinning if it wasn't for friction. The same goes for things like pendulums or springs going downstairs. In a situation where there was no resistance, all it would take is one little push and they'd keep moving forever. Forever? That's right. Does that mean we're going to be stuck in this loop forever? There must be a way to break out of it. There has to be. What is it? Do you think I'd have put up with that idiotic face of yours for over 14,000 days if I knew that we don't know how to escape? Not right now, at least, but what? This is a first for me. Huh? The timeline we're currently in is different from the others I remember. We've made it to day 11 without a single member of our team dying. In all 146 loops, that's never happened before. This timeline must be special somehow. Is that necessarily a good thing, though? If neither of us have experienced a timeline like this before, we won't be able to predict what's going to happen. That's true, aside from when the enemy attacks occur, that is. But this could be our chance to finally escape the loop. All the other timelines have ended in tragedy one way or another, but this one could be different. The fact that we don't know what's coming means there's still untapped possibilities. Hiroko's eyes were sparkling. I'd never seen her this excited. Do you remember what I told you the night of the third day? About not killing Eito and keeping your time travel secret from the others. I said they were probably the right choices. Because those choices are what created this timeline where we finally have a chance to change things? Exactly. So then my coming from the future and the time loop. If we want to preserve this timeline's integrity, it's best that we don't tell the others. There's a good chance things will develop the way they did in the other timelines if we do. This timeline is hype. There was still plenty of I didn't understand about this time loop thing, but I had a pretty good grasp on the basics. It felt like Hiroko had told me everything she knew about it anyway, but there were other questions I needed answers to. What was it that Seide had handed Hiroko that day in the war room? What was with that old lab in the ruins? What was parallel leaping? Why was Eito still alive when I saw his dead body before? Why did Hiroko try to strangle me that time in the infirmary? Who was in the drone she put into the revivomatic? And perhaps strangest of all, why was she crying when I saw her on the roof at the end of day 9? But just as I was about to ask her, that should do it for today. You need time to process all this information. We can pick up this conversation again tomorrow. No, I'm fine, really. But Hiroko wouldn't listen. She turned around and headed back toward the school, refusing to stay anymore. Oh man, why is she always like this? With not much else to do, I went back to my room. Thinking about all those mysteries wouldn't do me a whole lot of good now. Not to mention, we'll still have plenty of battles to fight from here on. I need to keep building up my bonds with the rest of the team so we'll be ready for those challenges. Maybe I'll take a look around and see how everyone's doing. Sudden free time.
You really want me to come along?
Ding dong bing bong. Hiroko said we'd talk more tomorrow. She's finally starting telling me stuff, so I don't think she's about to go back on that promise now. I had no choice but to trust her. I crawled into bed and let myself drift off, wondering what revelations tomorrow would bring. Day 12. Ding dong bing bong. Still hate them for giving him that personality trait? What do you mean? Hiroko called on me after breakfast. She told me to meet her in the entrance hall. And it looks like she's already here.
Huh?
Are we exploring outside today? Don't you want to hear the rest of my story? Yeah, of course. Then don't ask questions and follow me. Don't forget your fire extinguisher. Hiroko walked away at a brisk pace. I grabbed an extinguisher and hurried after her. Oh, Shoma with his self-deprecation? So where are we going? Why are you always so dense? I know what you want to ask me. We're going to the one place where I can properly explain things. You mean that old lab? Better than giving you a lobotomy. That was a joke. Yeah, I didn't think she was being serious. It was just so weird to hear Hiroko joke about anything. Now stop wasting time with your nonsense and let's get going. Nonsense? I didn't even say anything. But Hiroko was already on the move, too far away to hear any protest that I might voice. Yeesh. I muttered my complaints to the air instead and followed after her. On the way to the lab, I filled Hiroko in on what happened in the timeline with the zombie outbreak. Like she told me yesterday, she didn't have any memories of the second half of that timeline. Or more accurately, or if anything that happened after she was zombified. It's just like I thought. Those zombies were created by the Gi parasites. It all began with the Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 specimens Sotomi and Gaku brought back. Alpha 2 was already in its male spawning phase. It laid its eggs in the bodies of our dead friends, including me. Then those eggs hatched into male Gi and burrowed into the corpse's brains, temporarily reanimating them. That also explains one of the biggest mysteries around here. It does? Which one? You're better off not knowing. But I know you'll keep pestering me about it, so I'll tell you later. When we arrived at the lab, Hiroko dispelled her class armor. I did the same. Why did we change back into our regular clothes? You can't put on a leap suit while wearing class armor. I don't think we'll actually need the suits this time, but it's just force of habit. Why don't they work if you've got class armor on? Leap suits have the ability to repel hemoanima. They're not affected by attacks from class weapons. If you tried to put one on in class armor, the two surfaces would refuse to touch each other, like magnets with the same polarities. And doing a parallel leap without one of those suits is a bad idea, right? You shouldn't need to ask me that. You've already experienced leap damage firsthand. Leap what? Leap damage is what happens if you parallel leap without a leap suit. You've mentioned this leaping stuff a couple of times now. What does it mean? That's what I brought you here to explain. Are you familiar with the concept of parallel universes? Yeah, Atho told me about them in the first cycle. They're basically alternate realities, right? Are you saying the different timelines we've experienced are the same thing? Exactly. If it helps, you can think of parallel universes as the worlds of other timelines. So parallel leaping is, just like the name implies, is the process of traveling or leaping to a parallel universe. Leaping kind of implies you're going pretty far. People call trips through time leap sometimes, right? Is it anything like that? No, the direction is completely different. A time leap means going forward or back in time. A parallel leap is more like horizontal movement, or like changing trains to ride a different line. We can't use parallel leaps to go back to the past or forward to the future. Instead, we move to the same place in the same point in time, but on a different timeline. Take a look at this diagram. Let's say we leap from timeline A at 1:01 a.m. We'd arrive in the timeline B at the same time, 1:01 a.m. Essentially, our coordinates in time don't change, only the world that we inhabit. There's another difference, too. A time leap would be like your journey back after the first cycle, only your consciousness was affected. It's not like you got into a time machine and physically went back in time, but that's not the case with parallel leaps. When we leap, our bodies are traveling to those alternate realities. And the thing that makes that possible is this, the PLM. Hello, Metal Goated. How are you doing today? You've probably guessed from the PL part, but it stands for Parallel Leap Machine. Wait a minute. You mean that night, just after midnight on day 5? We leapt to another timeline? You only just figured that out? You really are slow sometimes. Where did we go, though? Which timeline was it? In answer to my question, Hiroko took out a handheld device and showed me the screen. What's this? A map of the different timelines based on the machine's data. The timeline we went to that night was... Hunt Mystery. Hunt what? It's a timeline that splits in two on day 25. Whoops, wrong. Chapter select. 25. Box of Calamity Root.
Tickled off Patrick just redeemed yeehaw.
Thanks for redeeming yeehaw. Box of Blessings. Hunt Mystery. Mystery Root. Killing Game Root. Slasher Root. And Comedy Root. Okay. It's a timeline that splits in two on day 25. One of them you don't remember yet. We're forced to participate in a killing game called the Invader Hunt. I call that branch the Hunt timeline. The other branch you should remember. It's the one where Gaku was killed on day 5 and Kako's body was found on day 27. You investigated the matter and figured out that it was Shoma who killed Kako. But then Shoma himself was killed. This time you pinned Ava as the culprit. But then she self-destructed and things only got worse from there. You were beset by a whole host of mysteries, but still did your best to solve them. That's why I call this branch the Mystery Timeline. The Hunt and Mystery Timelines, huh? That's right, and this is the line that both of them split off from. So I combined... Ava did kill Shoma. She did definitely do something wrong at that time. So I combined the names together, making this the Hunt Mystery Timeline. And that's the one we went to? Yes, on day 5, just after midnight. But why did you want to go there anyway? I had 2 objectives. One was to prevent Gaku's death. The other was to do something about... Omega? Theta? Omega? Oh, Omega, okay. Wait, Omega? Who's that? Just for a moment, Hirako hesitated. Omega is the one who killed Gaku. You mean X? Isn't that what the mastermind behind the mysteries in that timeline was called? No, X and Omega are different people. Omega had his brain infected with Gi data. There was no physical parasite there, but it was just the same as if he'd been taken over by one. That's what drove him to murder Gaku. Even if I hadn't dealt with him, he would have tried to kill again. That's why I went to that timeline, to remove the Gi data from Omega's brain. Those were my goals that night. Honestly, I still didn't get it. I waited for her to carry on. On day 4, you saw me and Side talking, yes? The thing he gave me that day was a cerebral glitch repair program, or rather a thumb drive with the program loaded onto it. I couldn't have erased the Gi data without that. Why did Sida even have something like that? That's a matter for another day. The important thing is that he handed it over. Once I had that program, I jumped to the Hunt Mystery Timeline at midnight on day 5, just like you saw. Hirako went on to tell me what happened after that, during the time I lost track of her. First of all, she went back to the school and rang Omega's doorbell. She hid on the dorm roof and waited for the murderer to come out. She then dropped down and knocked him out with a strike to the back of the neck. With Omega unconscious, all that was left was to take him to the infirmary and run the repair program on him. But then the Gi data in his brain took over. He got up, grabbed Hirako's arm, and threw her against the wall. I was still down in the morgue at the time, freaking out over seeing Eito's body. Of course, now I realized that was the Eito from that timeline, not the one I knew. In that timeline, I must have decided to kill him on the night of day 2 and absorb his cryptoglobin, so it was only natural that his corpse would be there. Anyway, that was when I heard the noise. Turns out it was the sound of Hirako crashing into the wall upstairs. When I went out into the corridor, I heard another noise. It must have been the infirmary door opening. That was when Omega got away from me. He must have realized there was someone else around and ran. Of course, I didn't actually see any of this. That blow against the wall knocked me out. And the next time you came to was when I was holding you? That's right. Then I kicked you in the stomach and tried to break that little matchstick you call a neck. Couldn't you try to sound a little more sorry about that? I already apologized. Yeah, but you never told me why you did it. What do you mean? Haven't you figured it out yet? I had a bad feeling about this. A chill ran down my spine and I broke out in goosebumps. After you blacked out and I got a proper look at you, I noticed something. There was a purple rash on your face. That's one of the symptoms of leap damage. That's when I realized I'd made a mistake. So I released you and went to look for Omega instead. I knew where he'd be, the classroom on the first floor. From the way things played out before, he was bound to show up there eventually. I got there as fast as I could, but...
I was too late. When I opened the door, I saw Gaku's body, covered in blood, and standing above him was Omega, still waving around a kitchen knife.
Please, don't tell me.
Yeah, Takumi, it's you. You're Omega.
Was Omega?
I'm sorry, but it's true. Omega's true identity. The person with the Gi data in their brain. The one who killed Gaku. It was you. Takumi Sumino.
No, it's a lie.
Monarchy Max 13 just redeemed half attack.
Hello. Thank you for redeeming Clap Attack.
I won't believe it. I did it. I killed Gaku? No, it can't be. That can't be true.
Give him a little slap in the face. We got Alpha, Pheromones, Beta, Atho, and Omega Slasher. Day 13. Wow, we just skipped a few days. Ding dong bing bong.
This is the second time you've done this. I'm starting to get tired of it.
Did I pass out back at the lab?
Yes. And I carried you all the way back. I'd say that makes us even for the whole accidental strangling incident.
It's fine. I can see why you did it now. You thought I was the me from that hunt mystery timeline.
I sat up and got out of bed. I remembered about the other timelines I've experienced. You said that already. Back on day 2, yeah, but I remember more of them now. What do you remember exactly? Well, I hesitated. These weren't memories I particularly wanted to dredge up again. It wasn't the hunt mystery this time, was it? You remember the serial killer timeline, didn't you? The serial killer timeline. It didn't take a genius to figure out which one she meant. Except the killer wasn't Yugamu, it was me. In that timeline, I killed Ava. Then Moko. And Takemaru. And Kurata. Toma. And Darumi. And Ima and Kako. All of them. Everyone. All of my friends. And in the end, even Nozomi. I started shivering uncontrollably. I felt off balance, like I might collapse any minute. Are you alright? I wasn't alright, not even a little, but I put my hand on my chest and forced myself to take some deep breaths. You were probably repressing those memories until now, as a self-defense mechanism. You sealed them away in a corner of your mind without even being aware of it. That's why I likened your mind to a steel shell before. But I guess you really are as fragile as a salmon roe after all. I wasn't paying attention to what Hiroko was saying. The only thing I could hear clearly was my own raging heartbeat. This might sound like an empty platitude, but I assure you, I say it as someone with 40 years worth of experience. Don't beat yourself up over this. It's not your fault. You aren't the same person who did those horrible things. The one who killed Gaku on day 5 was the hunt mystery Takumi. Likewise, the Takumi in the serial killer timeline was someone completely different from who you are now. And even with those other versions of you, it was really the Gi data in your brains that made them act that way. They weren't in control of themselves. You don't have to bear the responsibility for their crimes. My breathing finally started to slow down. I wiped away the cold sweat that had formed on my forehead. What is this Gi data anyway, and how did it get into my brain? I didn't know either until last night when you told me about the zombie outbreak. In that zombie timeline, you were infected on day 100. The Alpha 1 Gi Queen laid an egg inside you. That egg then hatched into another queen, which burrowed its way into your brain and fused with you on a cellular level. Okay, but right after that, the final attack began, and... Your consciousness didn't just disappear at the end of that timeline. It was brought back to the start of the loop on day 2, along with all your memories. Our memories persist across timelines, so they must exist in our brains as some kind of cognitive data. In this case, that data included the presence of the Gi. The parasite itself didn't travel back in time with you, but it had merged with you so completely that it was already part of your consciousness when you came back. But isn't that going to be a problem? Doesn't this mean my brain still has that data in it even now? Don't worry about it. It won't take you over again. The version of you that's here now has already been treated. Treated? This is a timeline from after you successfully had the Gi data removed. There are timelines like that? Trust me, a lot can happen over the course of 146 loops. I meant to tell you yesterday, but Omega, the you in the Hunt Mystery timeline has been treated now too. You remember I said I walked in on Omega killing Gaku in the first floor classroom? Before he could escape again, I ran up to him and injected him with an anesthetic I got from the infirmary. A few seconds later, he was out cold. I hoisted him onto my back and carried him upstairs. Back in the infirmary, I put him into one of the recovery drones and got to work. I still had the repair program CD had given me. I installed it into the Revival-matic and used it to erase the GI data from Omega. You saw me doing that, didn't you? Oh right, I did. You asked me who was in the machine before. Well, it was you, the Hunt Mystery version of you. At any rate, the treatment was a success. The GI data was completely removed from Omega's brain. The Takamis in both the Hunt and Mystery timelines that branch off from there will be fine too. We won't have to worry about them hurting or killing anyone now.
Huh?
That's good, but what did you do with that me after you finished treating him? I took him back to his room and put him in bed, not unlike what I did with you last night. Then I went back to the infirmary and slapped you around until you came to. I'm assuming you remember that. Yeah, I also remember you saying I couldn't save him. Now you've told me all this, I can see you meant Gaku. Hideko's expression clouded over. She gave a little nod, her brows knitted together in sorrow and frustration. Hey, come on, don't be like that. This is all my fault anyway. I was the one who killed that version of Gaku, and everyone else in a serial killer timeline too. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? That wasn't your fault. It was nice of Hideko to say that, but it didn't do any good. I still felt like I was caught in a dark, sludgy whirlpool that was dragging me down, threatening to swallow me whole. What am I going to do with you? Remember your promise. Don't let the truth destroy you. I had a feeling you'd react like this. That's why I was keeping it from you. I just knew you'd end up feeling like you were responsible for the whole thing. I wanted those thoughts to go away. I wanted it all to stop. It took everything I had to croak out my next words. I'm sorry, but I'd like to be alone for a while. Hideko sighed again, shaking her head in bewilderment, but she left all the same. A cold silence fell over the room. I could have sworn I heard a heavy rumbling, gurgling up from somewhere deep beneath the ground. It sounded like the agonized groans of everyone who died because of me. I dropped to the floor, covered my ears, and closed my eyes. Day 14. Ding dong bing bong. My head was completely empty. I didn't want to do anything, or think about anything, or even breathe, really. I just sat there in the corner of my room. I hugged my knees and curled up tight, wishing I could disappear while time continued to flow around me. I could hear voices outside, my friends chatting and laughing. The sound cut into me like a knife. In another timeline, I'd been the one to steal that laughter from them forever. At some point, my room started to get dark. The sun must be going down outside. Darkness seemed to trickle in until it filled the space completely. Lying there in the same position for so long, I'd lost all sensation, all awareness of my body. It didn't even feel like my body anymore. It was like my soul had come loose and I was staring down at my physical form from above. My visitor came in a little after that. How long are you going to stay like this? Everyone's worried about you. They think you're sick. Well, I told them you were anyway. I couldn't exactly tell them you were feeling guilty about things another version of you did in an alternate reality. What do you want here to go? I'm not here because I want to be. The others just sent me to ask you something. Ask me what? Tomorrow's day 15. That means there's another attack coming. They wanted to know if you'll be joining the battle. Or are you going to abandon them? Are you going to betray them? Do you just not care if they all get killed? They've already been killed. I killed them myself. All of them, one after another. All of them dead because of me. So I just can't do this anymore. I don't care. Just let whatever happens happen. I really can't do anything. Hideko continued to stare at me, but there was a different look in her eyes now. There was no pity there, only contempt. When she spoke, her voice sounded hoarse, like she was holding back some strong emotion. I'm disappointed in you. Did what you told me on day 10 mean nothing? You told me we could make the future we deserve together. What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? Hearing that is what convinced me to tell you everything. I feel like this timeline could be different. It was the first time in 146 loops anyone's ever said anything like that to me. I really thought there was something special about this timeline. About you. I never thought you might be the one to finally break us out of this never-ending hell. I thought you might. And now you're giving up? Just like that? How could you? She clenched her fists. The look in her eyes had changed again. Now she was glaring at me with pure, undisguised animosity. You weakling. You sniveling coward. You think you get to give up and mope around for the rest of your life? Who do you think you are, Osamu Dazai? No, you're worse than that. You're like a mech pilot going crazy from being synced with his navigation system. Or a poser emo band fangirl bandaging her wrist just to fit in. The you that killed everyone was a completely different person in a different timeline. And he wasn't even in control when he did it. Get a hold of yourself already. Don't you realize how much danger you're putting everyone in by wallowing like this? If anything is going to get them killed, it's your own negativity and self-loathing. You're sure as hell not going to protect anyone the way you are now. If you're going to allow others to protect you while doing nothing in return, you might as well be signing their death warrants yourself. You're going to get everyone killed, and you're doing it of your own free will this time. That's a complete betrayal of everything you believe in. What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? What happened to creating a future where we could all be happy? I've tried everything I can think of, and nothing's worked. I can't do this alone. I need your help. You, Takumi Samino, you're the only one who can save us. For a moment, neither of us said anything. Hideko's shoulders were shaking and she was breathing heavily. Her quick, shallow panting was the only thing breaking the silence. But eventually, even that sound became quieter. I guess that's it. I can't count on you for anything. Not in this loop or the next or the one after that. Never again. Hideko turned and left the room. While she was talking, something had started to well up inside me. Now a wild, raging energy was surging through me. I couldn't let it end like this. I didn't know what I was going to do, but this feeling inside me was getting stronger and it had to go somewhere. Before I knew what I was doing, I got to my feet and rushed out the door. Hideko, wait! She turned around. She looked so sad, so tired. But I looked her in the eye and let everything I was feeling come pouring out. I did mean what I said back then, and I still feel the same. I want to create a future where we can all be happy. Not just for day 100, but day 101, day 102, and all the days after. Right now, I want that more than ever. These memories, this knowledge of the other timelines, they've shown me just how important that is. So I'll fight. Not just against the invaders, or my own weakness, but an enemy even greater than that too. I'll fight the cruel destiny that's been pushed onto us. A light breeze flew across the roof, ruffling Hideko's hair. She tucked a stray lock behind her ear and spoke, looking just a little more hopeful than before. What are our chances of pulling that off? Isn't it obvious? I have absolutely no idea. What? The future is an open book. That's how it's always been. And I want to create a totally new future. There's no telling what might happen. But even so, I'll still fight. I'll fight with everything I have. I'll fight to protect you and the others and to create a future where no one has to die. You and I are getting out of this loop.
Let's reach out and grab our future. I won't let it stay out of reach anymore.
I raised my arm and extended it toward the satellites. Hideko did the same. It was still hundreds of thousands of miles away, solemnly shimmering in the night sky, but somehow...
Just reach out and grab it, huh?
Yeah.
Both of us? Together?
That's right.
You really think we can do it?
I don't know. But I'll do anything to make it happen.
Anything?
Yeah.
You did say... anything.
Yeah. I did.
What idea does Hideko have in mind that she's saying that? Hideko let her hand drop to her side. Alright, in that case, starting tomorrow, you're going to be my servant. What? You said you'd do anything. Naturally, that includes being my slave, doesn't it? Hold on, that's not exactly what I meant. I'll be counting on you to get me out of this loop. Yeah, of course, but the servant thing is... Silence! I'm tired and I'm going to bed. I need to rest up for the battle tomorrow. Well, good night. She gave me a wicked grin before going back to her room. As I watched her go, I noticed a newfound spring in her step. I, on the other hand, suddenly felt uneasy. I thought I'd get to sleep that night. Day 15. Early the next morning, I woke Hideko up and convinced her to join me in the courtyard. What are we doing out here at this hour? The enemy is going to attack during the morning announcement. But before that, I need to ask you something. What is it? It's about Veshnes, the Supreme Commander. In the last 2 battles, you basically told everyone to ignore her. You had us focus on the regular commanders instead. And you want to know why? It's simple enough. It's because she isn't as much of a threat in this timeline. Why not? In most, though not all, other timelines, she starts absorbing cryptoglobin like we do. It's a decision she comes to while listening in on our communications in her hoodie guise on day 7. She also finds out about you coming from the future from intercepting a conversation between you and Side. That's when she puts it all together. The reason both sides suddenly got stronger is because of you absorbing so much cryptoglobin during the first cycle. Knowing that, she decides to do the same, breaking her religion's greatest taboo. But none of that has happened in this timeline, because you didn't mention time travel in the battle on day 7. Not that you would, having decided to keep it a secret from everyone. Now Veshnes doesn't know you've come from the future, or just how much power can be gained by taking it from others. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, she's still following the teachings and not absorbing cryptoglobin. Not in this timeline, anyway. It did make sense. That must be why she didn't drain Pakron after we defeated her. But that doesn't mean she's not a threat at all, right? Of course not. Ideally, I'd like to put an end to her in today's battle. How are we going to do that? We have the new weapon Sida and Ego created. It's what we usually use on day 15. Oh right, but it's also usually unfinished. What do you think I've been doing while you've been moping these last 2 days? I've been out gathering materials. I know the ruins so well by now it barely took me any time at all. The bomb is 100% complete. That includes the detonator. Nobody will have to die setting it off. That was good news, but I feel pretty guilty about it. Kiriko had been out there working so hard and I hadn't done a single thing to help. Wow, sorry. Don't worry about it. You can lick my boots clean to apologize. This bomb is also a lot more powerful than the past versions. I gave Sida and Ego some pointers to improve it. So we're going to hit Veshnes with that today? That's right. We're going to make Vicosaurus out of her. Kiriko's eyes glinted viciously behind her glasses. Then we heard the morning announcement over the PA system. Ding dong bang bong. Right on schedule. Okay, here goes. When we got to the war room, everyone else was already there. You're late! Where have you guys been?
I bet they're off making babies somewhere.
What? Such indecency! Do you two think of nothing else? We weren't doing anything like that. Huh? Didn't Sida and Ego tell us the invaders would attack early in the day?
My dear brother and I were waiting here for almost an hour before the alarm went off. Well, hey, they're here now. That's what counts.
Do we have a read on the enemy? Sida nodded and pointed to the monitor with his stick.
That's Valagartso.
And Zanshin, right?
Apparently, the others already knew about the commanders we'd be facing. Kiriko had probably told Sida and Ego so they could brief the rest of the team.
You said these two can combine their bodies together?
Just like Takumi and Hiruko.
Ah, so it was a battle simulation to better understand our enemy's moves.
Neither of us replied. It'd take way too long to start clearing up that misunderstanding now.
Come on, let's get out there and start killing.
How's the revival-matic looking, though? Don't you worry about a thing. It's all fixed up and ready to go.
If you die, you'll be brought back good as new, including all your memories, of course.
So go ahead and die all you want.
Just try to leave someone alive to defend the school.
Yeah, let's do this. Special Defense Unit, move out. Thanks for redeeming Yeehaw. Skipping battle, wave 1 ends.
wasn't hard at all.
That's probably because the commanders haven't arrived yet.
Yeah, I'll definitely need the mustache for the battle. You're right. It makes me more powerful.
I think they're here. Look over there.
Yeah, we know your names already.
We've got a neat little intelligence network of our own, you know?
Everyone seems pretty confident, but I suddenly remembered how this went the first time around. I saddled up to Hiriko and tried to talk to her without attracting attention.
Yugamu hasn't made his special drug in this timeline, has he?
The one he used to defeat Genshin in the first cycle? No, he hasn't. He hasn't extracted any commander DNA to make it with.
Why didn't you say anything? We could have used Mervrams before we killed him.
Me? Why didn't you say anything? I don't remember anything about the first cycle battle with Genshin.
She was right, of course. Hiriko was already dead at that point, killed by Ato. I hadn't thought of taking DNA from Murvram. That was on me. But I never expected we'd have to face Sanjin again as early as day 15.
Oh, right. Almost forgot about the whole combining thing.
Being able to merge together like that? I'm so freaking jealous!
Of what?
It's better if you don't ask, Nozomi.
Don't worry, guys. We can still win this, even without the drug. That... drug? Never mind. Just fight!
The drug? Shoma asked?
Alright.
Talk to me letting all the secrets out.
And here,
Don't.
my only
He'll be.
Ugh, can you not talk about your kid right now? It's making it really hard for me to work in dirty jokes.
Tadada, when has your personality ever been like that? When have you been the one to crack dirty jokes?
At any rate, this means victory's ours. Yes?
Yeah, but don't forget what Siri told us. There's gonna be another one.
The words were barely out of Moko's mouth when that other one showed up herself. There she was, the Supreme Commander, Veshnas.
How disappointing. Valagarzo, Zanshin. I thought you were stronger than this. Or did you lose on purpose? So I could take your prey for myself.
As she spoke, a change started to come over Veshnas's body.
So that's her battle form, huh? We learned a little about it from the intel we got, but... it's still pretty gross looking, isn't it?
Okie dokie, time to get killing! I guess we're doing this?
Wait. There's no need for us to fight her directly. Sire, Nigo, is everything ready?
You bet! We can fire at any time!
Get back inside the school! Post haste!
It's time to use the new weapon, huh?
Wait, new weapon?
You never told us nothing about that.
Everybody looked confused. Obviously, Side, Nigo, and Hiriko hadn't felt it necessary to tell them about the bomb.
There's no time. We'll explain later.
Trust me, guys. Just get out of here.
The others responded to my order and ran back towards the school. Hiriko and I brought up the rear. Once we were all inside, I turned back and saw Veshnas walking slowly across the battlefield toward us. It was now or never.
We're in. Fire when ready. Gotcha.
Here we go.
Undying flame bomb! Fire!
Living idle content. Oh no. Anything but that. No Kultataki route here. It looks like one of those giant bullet things from Mario. Bullet bills? Nice work, troops. You did great out there.
The credit for the final blow has to go to us and Miss Shizuhara, of course.
That's right. We couldn't have done it if you hadn't got those materials for us, Shizuhara.
We are truly grateful. Seriously though, Hiroko, you could have told us we had something like that up our sleeve. Yeah, this is no time to butter your lips.
The expression is button your lip.
If we'd known, we could have helped you get the materials you needed. Why did you keep it a secret all this time?
Let's just say I had my reasons. The Vechness actually bit the big one. She's really gone now?
She's got to be. An explosion that strong would have blown her to smithereens.
It's true she disappeared without a trace when the dust cleared, but since there's no body, there's a chance she might have survived somehow. Come to think of it, that did happen in other timelines. Even after getting caught in the Undying Flame Bomb's blast, Vechness came back to fight another day. I glanced over at Hiroko. She was resting a finger on her glasses, a distant look in her eyes, like her thoughts were somewhere else. No use thinking about what ifs now. I say we enjoy this victory high while it lasts. I'm down for that. We gotta take our wins where we can.
Then is it time for the usual? I think so. 1, 2...
Special Defense Unit! Best in the world! Indestructible and undefeated! Never lose! Never yield! Special Defense Unit! Fight on!
Ad starts in 1 minute. So, will we be having a party this time? We don't have the budget for that.
This is a military academy, not some hedonistic tech startup.
Alas. And so our post-battle meeting ended without any further discussion. Tired but satisfied that we'd done a good job, we went back to our rooms to rest. That night, a little while after dinner, I made my way to Hiroko's room. What? My shoes are already clean. I'm not here to lick your boots, Hiroko. What do you want then? My sofa and desk chair aren't broken. I didn't come so you could sit on me either. I wanted to ask you something. You said you'd be counting on me to get us out of this loop. Let's get into details. What exactly am I going to have to do? Good question. First of all, we'll need to figure out an actual method of leaving the loop. Can we consider that our objective for now? If you want, but it's not going to be easy. You can't just try anything that comes to mind and hope it will work. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. What should we do then? Don't get ahead of yourself. There's something else we have to deal with first. Something else? Tomorrow night, we're leaping to this timeline. Hiroko took out her device and showed me the timeline diagram again. This one? What's that one, huh? I call it the Killer Zombie branch. It's upstream from the serial killer and zombie branches, hence Killer Zombie. You mean? Yes, the timeline where you became a serial killer. Tomorrow we're going there. And we're changing history. Far out. How fun. This is fun. I like working with Hiroko. Okay. Killer. Slasher route. So we're going here. I see. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I was just eating some chips with the mic off. After breakfast, I headed back to my room to think out my next move. Hideko said we'd go change history tonight. That still gives me most of the day to do other stuff. Maybe I'll head back to my room, then go hang out with someone for a while. Gotta get more materials.
Move out!
Day turned to night. Taking care not to be spotted, Hideko and I snuck out of the school. We made our way along the road that led to the old lab. Along the way, Hideko began speaking. I discovered the parallel leap machine on my 37th loop. I decided to investigate every corner of this old town and happened upon it by chance. Over the next few loops, I'd go back when my memories returned and try to learn more about it. By the 49th loop, I more or less knew what it could do and how to operate it. So we still don't know who made it or why it's here. Why were you so determined to figure it out, though? You probably won't believe me. Don't laugh, alright? Okay. I heard a voice while I was sleeping. It said that machine will be your salvation. Seriously? You said you wouldn't laugh. Sorry, it's just, you must have just been hearing things, right? She ignored me and carried on walking. I followed after her at a safe distance, feeling like I just poked a hornet's nest. I still can't help wondering what that machine is doing here in the first place. Someone here must have been researching parallel universes. Somebody. Who? Researchers, probably. What researchers? How am I supposed to know? Let's just be grateful we have access to such a useful resource. Come on. You gotta go, gonna have to watch the VOD? Okay, bye. Like the last time, Hideko and I dispelled our class armor once we got inside the lab. We can't wear leap suits and class armor at the same time, right? We went over this before. The leap suits repel our hemoanima. I know, but why do they have that function? Leaping is achieved using cryptoglobin, or rather using its energy waves. You gonna leave me with a parting gift? What is it, the mustache? Ah!
Tickled off Patrick just redeemed autism creature.
The autism creature, I see. Thank you. The infinite parallel universes out there exist in a space filled with cryptoglobin energy. It surges in constant waves and unpredictable patterns. To leap, we have to harness those waves. It's almost like surfing. We ride the waves in that space to get to our destination. Doing that without protection puts a lot of strain on the body. Yeah, I know. I've experienced it myself.
You got off easy. Serious leap damage can affect the brain and rob you of your memories and your ability to reason.
Hey, I'm tougher than I look.
Please take this seriously. If you parallel leap 2, maybe 3 more times with exposed skin, your body will eject all of its cryptoglobin. That means no more revivals. You'll die, and you'll stay dead.
My point is, to avoid leap damage, you have to avoid touching that cryptoglobin energy directly. So that's why the leap suits cover our whole bodies and push it away from us. That's right. Thanks for clearing that up. I have another question, though. You said we're going to change history tonight. What exactly is that going to involve? The same thing as when I went to the Hunt Mystery Timeline on day 5, erasing the Gi data from that Takumi's brain. I've got everything we need right here on this thumb drive. That's the thing seed I gave you, right? The cerebral glitch repair program? Yes. The only difference is this time we'll be treating the killer zombie version of you. Let's call him Takumi 2 to make things easier. At this rate, Takumi 2 is going to become a killer. We're going to treat him before he can commit his first murder. But that's not all. We've got something else we need to do in that timeline. What's that? In the version of history I know, Takumi actually killed somebody tonight. Who's that? Hiroko too. In other words, me. What? We had to prevent that murder before we move on to treat him. Hold on a minute. I don't remember any timeline like that. I don't know what to tell you. I'm the one who got killed. I remember it very clearly. Tonight around 11 p.m. I'll be killed by Takumi 2 in the bio lab. You probably just haven't recovered those memories yet. Is that why? I guess I did repress a lot of memories of that time. Hey, Hiroko, what time is it now? She tapped her glasses near her temple before replying. 9:18 p.m. How do you know? My glasses have a clock function built into them. The lenses can function as a transparent heads-up display to show me the time whenever I touch them just here. It'll be a problem if you can't keep track of the time. Here, you can have this. Your device? I have another of my own. Just switch it on and it'll display the time. Take it. Hiroko passed me the little machine. I slipped it into my pocket. You said 9:18 p.m.? 9:19 p.m. now. Then we better hurry. Leaping takes you to the same point in time, right? We can't go forward or back? That's true, but we can't go yet. Why? Remember what I told you about riding the waves to alternate timelines? They're from a space filled with cryptoglobin energy. Let's call them blood space waves. Anyway, we can only leap when they're at their highest intensity. That's why I likened it to surfing. Sometimes you have to wait for a big enough wave to come along. But when is that gonna be? Take a look at the device I gave you. I took the thing out of my pocket and turned it on. It displays some kind of diagram of the waves along with 2 times. Between 10:20 and 1:15 a.m. tonight? Yes, we'll only be able to leap during that time. But you said Takumi 2 killed Hiroko 2 at 11 p.m. So even if we leap as soon as that window opens, we'll only have 40 minutes. That's right, 40 minutes to get it all done. But it takes over half an hour just to get back to the school from here. Would you prefer to call a taxi? I know it won't be easy, but we still have to try. While we waited for the blood space waves, Hiroko showed me how to use the machine. Wow, it's a lot more simple than I thought. Everything sounds simple when it's explained to you. I had to put in a lot of work to figure all this out. It was 10:19 p.m., just 1 minute until we could jump. We'd already changed into our leap suits and adjusted the machine's settings. Let's go over everything one last time. What timeline are we leaping to? Killer zombie. And what's our objective? Remove the Gi data from Takumi 2's brain and prevent Hiroko 2's murder. Good, it's time. Let's get started. I hit the red button on the control console and we both stepped onto the platform. Okay, let's do this. Hiroko, I have a question. Why does Eito know about this machine? We still haven't settled that. What does Eito know about the machine? How does he know how to use it? Did we do it? Did we leave? Don't just stand there. We need to get going. Hiroko was already on her way outside. I grabbed a fire extinguisher and hurried after her. Didn't we take off our leap suits first? I can't remember which loop it was, but I tried doing this in my regular clothes once. It didn't end well. There's 2 Hirokos. This one's a fake. It must be a shape-shifting commander. They captured me and shut me in a cage in the courtyard from then to day 100. If you want the same thing to happen to you, I won't stop you. Now pick up the pace. You know we don't have a lot of time. Hiroko took off running. I did the same when we started our journey back to the school. We still had a ways to go, so I decided to ask about something. Hey, can you tell me more about what happened between Hiroko 2 and Takumi 2? It all started around this time, actually. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to take a walk around the school. That's when Takumi 2 attacked me. The Gi data in his brain must have taken over. He chased me to the bio lab. He was far stronger than he had any right to be. A Gi can draw out superhuman reserves of strength from its host, after all. He slammed my head on the operating table, and while I was still dazed from that, well, you get the idea. I never had a chance to fight back. We'd almost reached the academy. I could see the wall of fire up ahead. Suddenly, Hiroko stopped and picked something up off the ground. Is that a power saw? We'll be needing this. What for? Takumi 2 locked the biolab door behind him when he attacked me. We'll have to break it down to get to him. This is the fastest way to do that. I was starting to get a bad feeling about this. Hold on, I've seen that power saw kill our friends in the timeline. By taking that into the school, you're putting them all in danger. That won't happen. We're going to cure Takumi too, after all. But what if we mess it up? We won't. How can you be so sure? Enough talk. You're my servant, aren't you? You said you'd do anything to help, didn't you? I guess, but... Then don't talk back. Just do as you're told. Hideko took off running toward the wall, power saw in hand. I followed a few steps behind, trying to keep down the panic rising in my chest. Before long, we arrived at the school. I checked the time. It was displayed in the corner of the little window in the front of my helmet. 10:56 p.m. We've only got 4 minutes. We have to hurry. We barreled through the entrance hall and into the hallway. Hideko kept going through the halls and up the stairs. It was all I could do to keep up with her. Soon enough, we reached the second floor. I found myself outside the door to the biolab. Hideko had gone there before me, of course. I saw the two of them run in here just now. Hideko too went in first, then Takumi too chased after her. He was carrying a kitchen knife, just like I remember. In that case... I was right, the door's locked. Damn it! I pulled on the door myself just in case, but it wouldn't budge. Then I heard a noise from inside the room. That was probably Hideko too getting thrown around. It was already 10:59 p.m. This is bad, we're almost out of time. Stand back. I barely had time to react before Hideko revved her power saw and charged forward. There was a terrible splintering sound as the door yielded to the relentless rotating metal blades. Come on! Following Hideko's lead, I stepped through into the biolab, but I was not ready for what was waiting for me inside. It took me a moment to process what had happened. Hideko had gotten first, but now she was crumpled in a corner. A blow from Takumi too must have sent her flying. From the sound of that groan, she was going to be out of action for a little while. And on the other side of the operating table was Hideko too. She was also on the floor and looked pretty out of it too. Both of the Hidekos were down for the count. Obviously, only one person could be responsible for this. Takumi too, this timeline's version of me. Our eyes met and I froze up. I wasn't used to looking at my own body from the outside. It was such a surreal experience. I just stood there forgetting even to breathe. But it wasn't long until time started to flow again and I was dragged back to reality. Takumi to raise his kitchen knife and dash toward me. Hideko said the leap suits repel hemoanima, but that wasn't a class weapon he was holding. It was more than capable of tearing through the suit and hurting me. He swung wildly, but I did my best to dodge his blows. Obviously, I wasn't about to let myself get killed, especially not by my own doppelganger. But I couldn't keep dodging forever. He was sure to hit me sooner or later. I needed a weapon, something I could use to fight back. Right as that thought crossed my mind, my foot brushed against something. I glanced down. It was the power saw. Hideko must have dropped it when she got knocked over. It's Gikumi? Ah. That's an excellent way to put it, Gikumi. And it was still running. I ducked down, grabbed it, and swung it to the side. The blade connected with the other me's knife and sent it flying. That didn't stop him, though. He grabbed at my arm, trying to take the power saw from me. Ugh! I wasn't about to go down without a fight. I wrenched it away and kicked him in the stomach. He slammed against the wall and fell to the floor, his face contorted in pain. This scene is familiar! I must have hit him pretty hard. He wouldn't be getting up anytime soon. I took advantage of the lull in the fight to go and check on Hideko too. She didn't seem to have any visible injuries, but I had to make sure she was okay. With all that strafing around I've been doing, not to mention the run over here, I wasn't exactly feeling at my best. I fought through the fatigue and lumbered over to this timeline's Hideko, but just as I was about to reach her, something slammed into me hard from behind. I staggered a few steps, suddenly off balance. Takumi too saw his opportunity and took it. As the two of us grappled, we found ourselves near the window. And then... next thing I knew, I was in the air with Takumi too still clinging to me. He must have tackled me with so much force that it sent us right through the window. Shards of glass were all around us, sparkling in the night air. For one weird, disconnected moment, it would actually go kind of beautiful. But then the laws of physics kicked in and we were falling, rocketing toward the ground faster than either of us could deal with. My leap suit must have provided some protection because falling from the second floor didn't hurt nearly as much as it should have. I saw the power saw lying to my side. I grabbed it and got to my feet looking around for Takumi too. He was standing nearby, maybe 30 feet away. It looked like he'd just gotten to his feet. He was still swaying unsteadily. Well, I'd prevented Hiroko 2's murder. That just left one thing still to do in this timeline. We had to treat Takumi too. I couldn't let him get away now. I tightened my grip on the power saw and ran toward him. My double saw me coming and ran. I stayed on his tail and eventually cornered him right in front of the wall of fire. I raised my power saw and revved it. In the light of the undying flames, the blade glinted ominously. I wasn't going to kill Takumi too, obviously. I didn't even want to hurt him. He may be from an alternate reality, but he was still me after all. So what was I going to do? Just threaten him? If he thought I was out to kill him, maybe he'd come quietly. I decided to go with that and hefted the power saw again. Wait, something about this doesn't seem right. Haven't I seen this happen before? I couldn't have been distracted for more than 2 seconds, but that was all he needed. Pain flashed across my leg, and my view started to tilt to the side. As I toppled over, everything seemed to slow down. And I found myself thinking, I should have seen this coming. Then my downward movement came to an abrupt stop. I felt my head slam against the cold, hard ground. Even with my helmet on, it was a real shock to the system. I was majorly disoriented. I could barely string 2 coherent thoughts together, let alone come up with a plan to fight back. Through instinct more than anything else, I managed to stagger back to my feet. My thoughts were still hazy, but one thing was abundantly clear. I didn't have the power saw anymore, so it must be... Now it's my turn! Fear took over and I ran back toward the school as fast as I could.
You won't get away!
The tables had turned. Now Takumi 2 was after me. Fortunately, he wasn't moving very fast, probably because he was weighed down by the power saw. My vision was back to normal now, but the haze around my thoughts was still there. It felt like I was forgetting something important, but I couldn't think what. Before I could figure it out, Takumi 2 had made his move. He discarded the power saw, tossing it aside into the bushes. Now that he'd lightened his load, he was a lot faster than before and getting on me fast. He and I were the same person, of course, so our running speed should have been the same, except I had a big, clunky leap suit slowing me down. It's only a matter of time before he catches me. I need to find somewhere I can ditch this suit. Right as the thought crossed my mind, the outline of the school came into view up ahead. I put on a burst of speed, running for the school with all my might. I scrambled into the hallway and up the stairs. My feet were barely even touching the ground as I fled along the second floor. Finally, I tumbled into the bathroom. I held my breath and I listened hard. I could hear footsteps in the hall outside. They got closer, then passed by and gradually faded away. I let out a sigh and leaned back against the wall. My head was swimming. I just stood there and spaced out for a while. So, what am I supposed to do now? I still have to get that guy under control somehow. Maybe I can hide and try to get the jump on him? The suit's so hard to move around in, though. I won't be doing anything stealthy in this. It'll be easy for him to turn the tables on me if anything goes wrong, too. The solution to that was obvious enough. I took off my leap suit. Looking around, I found a supply closet and stowed it in there. So that's how Takumi 2 got the suit. It's because he discarded it into a supply closet. Okay, I better get going. We need to fix this quick before our window to leap back closes. My first move would be to find Hiroko. She was probably still in the biolab. I walked toward the bathroom door, but just as I was about to open in... Could they have hidden in the bathroom? Guess I'd better check. Darn it, why did you have to pick now to think about looking in here? I looked around for escape. There was no hiding. There was no point hiding in one of the stalls. I'd get found out right away. In that case, there's only one way out. I ran to the window and opened it. I jumped out with all the energy I could muster, but something went wrong. Maybe it was the fatigue setting in, but I couldn't control my posture like I wanted to. I fell. Flat on my back, my head hitting the ground with a sickening crunch. I'd really done it this time. My consciousness was leaving me like smoke blown away in the strong breeze. Right before it all went dark, I was aware of footsteps nearby and somebody saying something.
Kumi, are you okay? Hold on. Stay with me.
That was where my memory cut out for the day. The next thing I knew, my mind melted away into chaos and confusion. That was hectic. Day 17. Day 17. I almost said 17. I woke up suddenly. I looked around trying to orient myself.
Where am I?
Can't you tell? It's your room. In the SF timeline, that is.
SF?
Steady Fundamental. It's the one we started off in.
Did you have to carry me here again?
Yes. You need to start taking better care of yourself. I'm not your mother, you know.
I don't understand.
It's like when a child falls asleep in front of the TV, and their mother picks them up and puts them to bed. I've basically done the same for you. Several times now.
When she put it like that, I did feel kind of guilty. I shifted uncomfortably and sat up in bed. What happened after I blacked out? Don't worry about it. We fulfilled both of our goals. Right, I figured we saved Hiroko too, but what about the other one? We don't need to worry about Takumi to his parasite problem. I actually had 2 thumb drives. Nigo gave me an extra one as a spare. I gave it to Hiroko too. I revealed myself to her and explained everything. Does she already know about the time loop and parallel leaping? No, not every me in every timeline has the same memories. She'd only recovered a few fragments so far. It must have been hard for her to wrap her head around. She managed just fine. I should know. She is a past version of me after all. I know her history very well. I even remembered what happened next when I was her. As Hiroko 2, I injected Takumi 2 with an anesthetic and used a repair program to treat him. A program I got from a thumb drive given to me by me, Hiroko 1. That was all well and good, but she hadn't seen it for herself this time. That made me uneasy. I took out the device Hiroko had given me. When's the next time the blood space waves surge? They give me back to Killer Zombie to check on it. Don't you believe me? It's not like that. Either way, we won't be leaping anytime soon. Look at the screen. 1 to 5 p.m. on day 20? Right, we won't be able to leap again until then. That's 3 days from now. So we're staying put for 3 days. That's just how this works. Do these surges have any kind of pattern? Unfortunately not. Everything from their variation to their wavelength to their regularity is completely random. The same goes for the periods when they surge and how long they last. We never really know what we're dealing with until they arrive. We're lucky these devices even allow us to predict the next surge. For now, you'll just have to trust me. So Takumi 2 is really fine now? We don't have to worry about him anymore? That's right. After breakfast, I went back to the roofs to think. Our next leap is on day 20, and the next battle is on the night of day 21. That gives me some downtime before then, but I still have to use it productively. I decided to go back to my room, then take a walk around the school and see what everyone else was doing. Got some more free time. I think I have plenty of materials to make people gifts. Okay, bond rank. I could give Ato stuff. Let's see about this e-reader. Where is it? Oh, actually, I don't even need to do that. Oh, but I still need to talk to him to unlock the other stuff, but whatever.
You truly...
Bond up. 1.
I'm so happy I can talk to you like this, Takumi.
What shall we talk about? Someone important to me? Well, no one human, that's for sure. I'm so sickened by those who get close to me that I end up killing them. That's what happened to my parents, and so-called friends who tried to be nice to me. I covered my tracks very well, of course. In fact, people saw me as a tragic victim. Sorry. I can't stand looking at your ugly mug and breathing in your odious scent any longer. Let's stop here for today, shall we?
Okay, Atho. Okay, let's give Atho more gifts. Let's max out his bond. This is just machine, so it's good. Bing dong bing bong. Hideko said Killer Zombie Takumi 2 was fixed now. So where was she going to leave on day 20? I had other questions for her too, but they could wait until tomorrow. Right now, all I wanted to do was go to bed. Day 18. Bing dong bing bong. As usual, everyone wandered off to do their own thing after breakfast. At some point, I lost track of Hideko. Maybe I'll wait until tonight to speak to her. Having decided on that, I began looking for ways to spend the rest of my day. Okay, getting him another e-reader. He loves his e-readers. He can't get enough of them. On to.
Takumi, as much as your attention brings me delight, perhaps you should think about using your free time to study instead? Not the type of studying you do in school, of course. I'm talking about understanding your fellow humans better. Maybe you can find something in the library here. A legendary black book that portrays the dark side of human history, perhaps. Something containing graphic details about the most depraved crimes of human society. The history of mankind in all its ugliness. Once you find something like that, you'll be forced to admit the truth. And the truth is, humanity isn't worth protecting. Although in the end, what you choose to do is all up to you. I certainly won't be breathing down your neck about it.
Why did you ask me to come all the way out here? Sorry, I wanted to make sure we wouldn't be interrupted. But I didn't even bring my rotting crop. I didn't call you out here so you could give me a secret spanking. Do you want me to step on you then? No, not that either. So what do you want? It's about leaping. I was worried someone might overhear us if we talked in our rooms. Like how you ended up following me and poking your nose where it didn't belong? I nodded. What did you want to ask? First of all, the blood space waves are going to surge on day 20. What timeline are we going to jump to? You really want to know? Yeah. Can I drip molten candle wax on your cowlick? Why would you want to do that? I want to see what it looks like slicked down. I'm actually still thinking about which timeline to visit next. I'll let you know when I come to a decision. We switched to a new location before continuing our conversation. Today days ago, you said the parallel leap machine was made by some kind of researchers, right? I don't know that for sure. It's just speculation. That's fine. Let's assume it's true. But which side were the researchers on? Were they human or invaders? There's really no way to tell. From the look of the lab building, it doesn't seem to have any government or military connections. Perhaps they were part of a smaller organization, or built it in secret as part of some private endeavor. I mean, think about it. No matter who built it, the machine could provide a huge advantage to the war effort. The fact that no one's used it means neither side knows it exists. That's what I think anyway. Neither Veshnes nor Sire or Nigo have ever mentioned parallel leaping either. Not ever? No, not in any timeline I've seen it in my 146 loops. We moved again. A new location, a new question. So, about our most recent leap. Our objective was to change history by saving Hiroko 2 and stopping Takumi 2 from becoming a serial killer. Did we really achieve that, though? Of course. Hiroko 2 is still alive and Takumi 2 was successfully treated. What are you so worried about? It's just, isn't there a timeline out there where we didn't succeed? Naturally. There are infinite possibilities out there in the blood space realm. But if that's the case, is it even accurate to say we changed history? Isn't it more like we created a new timeline? Kind of like laying down new train rails to replace old ones? Yes, but what of it? I'm just wondering if there's any point in it. The old rails still exist, so have we really fixed anything? Trust me, there's definitely a point. Why? Let's say there's a train that is destined to constantly run through a fiery hellscape. The passengers inside would be forced to endure constant pain and suffering. Now, imagine we lay down a new set of rails branching off from that line. One version of the train now gets to enjoy a safe, comfortable journey. Of course, one of them is still destined to burn in hellfire. There's no changing that. But it's better than if we'd never added that second line at all. At least this gives the passengers a 1 in 2 chance at happiness. I think I get what she means, but still. I'm still having trouble coming to terms with this. What's the problem? Are we even laying down new rails at all? What do you mean? When we left 2 days ago, things played out in the killer zombie timeline exactly like I remembered from when I was Takumi 2. The only difference was I was seeing them from the steady fundamental perspective as Takumi 1. The person who attacked me with the power saw when I was Takumi 2, it was actually me, Takumi 1. It took me a while to notice what was happening, and I still don't understand it. Without even meaning to, I ended up making history repeat itself. Almost like I was on rails, going along a predetermined route. It makes me feel like destiny is controlling us or something. And I got to thinking, what if history refuses to change? What if our actions don't create new timelines after all? I already told you, Hiroko 2 is alive and Takumi 2 has been treated. There's something that that's something that wouldn't have happened without our intervention. We definitely created a new timeline. But the fact that history seemed to repeat itself for you is probably just leap damage. Remember what I told you? Leap damage can affect your memories and your ability to reason if it reaches your brain. Obviously, I hadn't made my point clearly enough. I had a feeling that loss of reasoning was also something that happened because it was part of a predetermined history. Like we couldn't escape it no matter what we did. Hiroko and I finished talking and went back to the roof. You look like you're still having doubts. I'm telling you, it's nothing to worry about. We're creating new timelines and it's changing things for the better. If we weren't, there'd be no point in anything we do here in this timeline. And don't forget your promise. I'll build us a future where we can all be happy. That's what you said. Does that help? Are you going to sleep better tonight? I don't know. I'll go get you some medicine to help you sleep. Take it, go to bed, and forget all about these groundless worries. Understand? He left before I could respond, as usual. After that, I took the sleeping medicine that Hiroko brought me and sank into a deep, dreamless sleep. She really gave him medicine so he could sleep better? Day 19. Ellipses? Ellipses? I jolted awake suddenly. Judging by the sky outside, it was already nighttime. I'd practically slept the whole day away. The sleeping medicine had done its job at any rate. That's some strong stuff. Weirdly, my face really hurt now. I had no idea what could have caused that. Rubbing my sore cheeks, I looked at the clock. It was 7:15 p.m. At this time of day, there might still be people in the cafeteria having dinner. Okay, I'll go check it out. Maybe look in the mirror first. I mean, your cheeks hurt, right? Hey there, Sumino. You're finally awake, huh? Oh, right. Man, I still can't stop thinking about what we just saw. It was awesome.
I know, right? So much fun.
Huh? What are you guys talking about? Nico's hidden talent, man. It was some next level shit. Oh no, we didn't get to see Nico's hidden talent again. This is the second time this happened.
Very nice of you to say.
Alright, this is day 19. I always seem to miss it no matter what timeline I'm in.
It was a wonderful performance.
Indeed, it was truly high-class entertainment. I was so inspired I practically ascended to a higher plane of consciousness. Isn't that right, sister dearest? Those 6 hours went by in a flash.
We did try waking you up, Takumi. But no matter how hard I slapped you, it never did any good.
So that's why my cheeks hurt so much. Well, that's too bad for you.
Nico, could you do it one more time for Takumi? I'm sorry, but each of my shows is absolutely unique. No recordings, no repeats, no exceptions.
I looked over at Hiroko. Our eyes met and she joined the conversation. You missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Apparently, I was the only one who missed it this time, too. This was so unfair. I gritted my teeth and glared daggers at Hiroko. She just laughed. She was enjoying this. All at once, her offering to help me sleep made a lot more sense. After dinner, I ran to the war room as fast as I could. Side and Nigo were there waiting for me. I turned to Nigo and made a sincere, heartfelt entreaty. Please just this once. I don't need the full 6-hour show. 5 minutes would be enough.
Sorry, old boy, but like I said, I never repeat a perfect... Can't you make an exception?
Give it up, Sumino. Oh, come on. You two always do whatever Hiroko says.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
The cerebral glitch repair program. You gave that to her when she asked for it, right? Yeah, well, Shizuhara said she really needed it. And that was enough for you to hand it over? No, of course not. All this was on day 4, right? Shizuhara came to us and told us about the time loop.
She even told us top secret intel only Nigo and I should know about. That's what convinced me she was telling the truth. And that's when she made us an offer we couldn't refuse. I know which days the enemy attacks will happen. I'll share this information with you, but you have to do as I say in return. I mean, who's gonna turn down a deal like that? I mean, her ultimate goal is for all of you to survive through to day 100. In other words, she wants to win the war just like we do. Her interests and ours match up. So it only seemed natural that we agree to work together. Hence, why I gave her the thumb drive.
Do you feel the same, Nigo?
You mean, is that why I complied with Miss Shizuhara's request?
I nodded.
Not exactly. It's more that I feel indebted to her. She went to the trouble of forcing me away from the second to last Defense Academy on day 6 after all. If I'd stayed there, I'd surely be a pile of lifeless scrap by now. I'd have been obliged to self-destruct at some point and, well, I'm just so grateful that it didn't have to come to that.
I didn't give up. I begged Nigo to show me his hidden talent for a while after that, but my pleas fell on deaf ears and I had to leave disappointed. I returned to my room and got into bed. Despite not doing very much during the day, I fell asleep pretty easily. That night I had a dream about Nigo juggling flaming torches while playing the theremin. Day 20. Ding dong bing bong. My head still hurts. After breakfast, I went looking for Hiroko. I found her up in the roof. I made sure no one else was around before speaking to her. Hey, you got a minute? You want to know about today's leap, I assume? We can go starting from 1 p.m., right? There's still plenty of time to train in the meantime. Don't forget we have a battle coming up tomorrow night. Have you decided where we're going? Yes, to the Retsnam timeline. Retsnam? I suppose you don't know about that one, or you just haven't remembered it yet. In that timeline, you and Dotami are raising a strange creature called Retsnam. Okay, but why are we leaping there? To find someone, specifically a mysterious old person. For some reason, he only appears in certain timelines. We won't find him here in the steady fundamental branch, no matter how hard we look. But he's there in the Retsnam timeline? I think so. I met him there once before. I was exploring the ruins and found him standing outside a cave. Then he said something. It looks to me like you're caught in the cursed cycle. I could only vaguely remember, but that phrase sounded familiar to me too. I hadn't recovered my memories at that point, so I didn't recognize the significance of what he said. But I do now. When he spoke about a cursed cycle, he was referring to the time loop. So whoever this guy is, he knows about the loop? Yes, and there's a chance he also knows how to leave it. I gulped. With that in mind, we're leaping to that timeline this afternoon. But, no buts. Just be a good servant and do as you're told. Do I make myself clear? He left before I could respond, as usual. Bretsnom, huh? Nope, still doesn't ring any bells. But if this strange old man could tell us how to escape the loop, that would be a big step forward. My heart beat faster just at the thought of it. I'd have to wait until the afternoon of the main event. I still had the first part of the day free. I decided to go see if I could find a way to use that time productively. Productively? You mean giving Aetho more gifts. We're giving him another E-rater, whether he likes it or not. It's so easy just giving him an E-rater. Okay. 12:59 p.m. We'd set up the machine and had our leap suits on already. Now we just had to wait. When it was almost time, Hirako spoke up suddenly. Let's do a recap before we leave like last time. Which timeline are we leaping to? The Retsnom timeline. And what's our objective? To find the old man and ask him about the cursed cycle. Good. I'm glad you have a grasp on the basics. The moment she finished speaking, I saw the time change to 1 p.m. in the corner of my eye. You want to get going? Hirako pressed the red button and the two of us stepped onto the round platform.
No.
Yes, let's do this. So this is the Retsnom timeline. Everything looks just the same to me. Were you expecting to see dinosaurs walking around or something? It's my third time leaping to a parallel universe, but it still doesn't feel real. In a broad sense, these alternate timelines aren't that different from our own. By the way, about our leap suits? We're keeping them on. You never know when we might run into someone unexpectedly. Like Dotami and Takumi. I believe this is probably the day that we saw the two people in the leap suits randomly. Nom nom nom. Yeah. I thought you remembered what happened in this timeline. Do you remember what you had for dinner 3 nights ago? I've been doing this for at least 146 loops. I can't remember every detail from every timeline. Huh. I never thought of it like that. So where do we find this old man we're looking for? Like I said, I found him outside a cave the first time. I don't know if he'll be there now, but it's worth a try. Okay, let's go check it out. I don't see any caves around here. How much farther is it? What, do you have a problem with walking? No, I was just asking. Then stop flapping your gums and start moving your feet. Or curl up in a ball like an armadillo and I'll kick you all the way there. Pardon me for breathing. I did as Hirako said. The part about staying quiet and walking, that is. We made our way through the ruined town, but just as I was turning a corner, there's Takumi and Dotami. A strangled cry escaped my mouth. I tried to smother it, but it was too late. There was really only one thing I could think about now, getting away from here and fast. I looked at Hirako and saw her helmet move up and down. A nod, that was our signal. We turned away and began sprinting as fast as we could.
Hey, wait!
Who the heck are you guys?
The other two chased after us. We had to shake them off. We did everything we could to get away, turning corners, ducking down side streets, and cutting through abandoned houses. After running around like that for a while, it finally seemed safe again. There was no sign of our pursuers, so we started to catch our breath. Who was that back there? Do we really need to ask? It was this timeline's version of Dotami and you. But it's not like in the Killer Zombie branch. I don't remember anything like this happening before. I can think of two possible explanations for that. Either you have experienced it but don't remember it, or you're going to experience it at some point in the future. In the future? No, that can't be right. I'm determined not to go through this loop again. This will be the last time I experience these 100 days. There's no way I'm seeing something that I haven't lived through yet. At least we got away from them. If they'd gotten hold of us and taken off our suits, we'd have really been in trouble. Yeah, I don't want to have to end up fighting myself again. They're probably still nearby. We should get moving before they can find us. Skipping exploration mission. My head still hurts, man. Phew, we're finally here. Now, where's the old man?
No.
I thought I already explained this. I met him here once before during a previous loop. There's no guarantee he'll be... Marinate! We both spun around and standing there was... Oh, my apologies. I meant you are late. It's my age. My memory isn't what it used to be. That doesn't seem like the kind of mistake you can chalk up to forgetfulness. Marinating is actually the process of soaking foods to soften them up. I could tell you a wonderful recipe for ginger marinated squash. I was just about to ask him to get to the point, but Hideko beat me to the punch. Sir, I believe you're familiar with the curse cycle. You mentioned it to me before. Well, it wasn't really before from your perspective. The point is, I've heard you mention that phrase. Oh yes, its stats look good, but once you equip it, you can't take it off. That's cursed equipment like you find in RPGs. This isn't a physical object we're talking about, it's... the loop, yes? Huh? The time loop, that's what you young people call it, isn't it? So you do know about it. The curse cycle. It is a legend passed down in this land since time immemorial. A legend? There once existed a race with the blood of God running through their veins, the so-called Brethren of the Blood. This was long, long ago, but who knows? There may still be some out there today. These were people created by God's own will who lived a blessed life. Until one day, evildoers from a distant land appeared, and by use of secret arts created copies of the Brethren. God was angry and visited a terrible retribution upon a number of these copies. That is what came to be known as the curse cycle. Indeed, a truly dreadful punishment. A prison constructed not out of brick and mortar and iron bars, but of time itself. Those within it were forced to watch history repeat itself over and over again in an endless loop. That is the cursed cycle. As for those trapped inside, not even I know what became of them. Perhaps they linger there still, never able to leave, constantly longing for the sweet release of death. And they all lived happily ever after. Nothing about that was happy. Sir, we're looking for a way to leave this loop. Can you tell us anything that might help? There's no mention of anything like that in the legends. Our shoulders slumped in disappointment, but then... But now that your tension's hit, I mean, now that you mention it, there was somebody researching the cursed cycle many years ago. His name was Noriro Inone. Now long dead, he was an impressive polymath in his time. He excelled in the study of both folklore and particle physics. I've heard that Professor Inone compiled the results of his research, his life's work, into a single volume. One of his goals was to prove the potential existence of the cursed cycle and examine its mechanics from a scientific perspective. What's this book called? Reflections on imprecatory metempsychosis. I know it all sounds very occult, but it's got no relationship to cursed spirits or sorcerers, in case you're wondering. But will it tell us how to get out of the loop? I've never read it myself, so I can't say for sure. But there's a chance it could offer you some clues. Hideko and I looked at each other and nodded. I must say, you two were dressed rather strangely. Have you maybe come from space? Well, in a way. Something like that. We thanked the old man and went on our way. We returned to the lab and from there led back to our steady fundamentals timeline. On our arrival, we took off our leap suits and talked about what we should do next. Our only lead is Professor Inone's reflections on imprecatory metempsychosis. Where do we even start looking for something like that? True, there's no sign of any libraries anywhere outside the school. We'll just have to try inside the school then. We walked back to the school and headed for the library. Hideko and I spent the rest of the day and most of the night searching the library's different index lists. It's no good. There's no sign of that book ever having been here. Nothing else by Professor Inone either. This message came up when I searched on the PC though. The records in this database are incomplete. New books may have been added to the collection without the index being updated. So we had to search the stacks manually? Have you seen how many books there are here? I'm afraid that's our only option. I stared up in bewilderment at the rows upon rows of books and documents lined up throughout the room. It's getting late though. Let's call it a day for now. Our next offensive battle's tomorrow night, so we should be fine to start looking during the day. Speaking of which, you remember which commander attacks tomorrow, don't you? I nodded. Yeah, it's Ava. We'll need to think about what to do with her as well. Once we got to the roof, I parted ways with Hideko and went back to my room. What to do with Ava, huh? I thought about it all right. I got into bed and thought about it for several hours. By the time I'd reached an answer, it was starting to get light outside. Day 21. Ding dong bing bong. After breakfast, Hideko and I headed straight for the library. Before we start looking for the book, did you finish that homework I gave you? I nodded and looked Hideko in the eye. Yes, we're definitely not killing Ava. And why is that? There's a timeline where Ava's ghost tried to strangle me. It turned out to be just a hallucination. My mind made it real, but still. I remember that too. It's a timeline where the Leo Jr. doll almost killed me. Or rather, the zombified Gi-possessed creature inside the doll. I've been calling it the Box of Calamity timeline in my head. All the terrible things that happened to us in that timeline. All of our friends who died painful deaths. It all leads back to one thing. Opening that little box was the start of it all. That's true enough, but it's possible to trace it back even further. You could say it all started when I made the decision to finish off Ava. That was when she told us about the Box of Blessings, or the Box of Calamity as it turned out to be. So you want to keep Ava alive to prevent this timeline going in a similar direction? I nodded. Alright, that makes sense. I'll back you up on this. In the meantime, start looking for the metempsychosis book. I've got something I need to do first. Huh? What? Nothing you need to worry about. Just follow my instructions, understand? I spent the next couple of hours scouring the shelves in the library. Try as I might, I couldn't find any sign of the book we needed. Just as I was about to take a break, Hideko walked in. How's it going? Nothing so far. How much of the library have you searched? Maybe a tenth of the whole thing? That's barely anything. What are you doing here? Going on a bizarre journey, rereading your favorite manga? Of course not, I'm trying my best. Well, in a way, I suppose that's good news. It means there's still a possibility of finding it here. Hideko looked at the remaining shelves, hopefully. How about you? What have you been doing all this time? For starters, I got Kako and Imo to stop fighting and make up with each other. I also spoke to Side and Nigo and told them any relevant details about tonight's battle that I could remember. Does that mean everyone else knows about Ava too? Yes, Side and Nigo should have told them by now. Okay, what else? What else? Don't forget who's the master here. Why should I have to explain every little thing I do to you? I was just asking. Hideko sighed and touched her glasses near her temple. She must have been checking the time. Anyway, it'll be sundown soon. I'm sure you have things you want to do before the battle as well. So spend your time wisely. I'll take over in here. And just like that, Hideko was being nice to me. I get emotional whiplash trying to keep up with her mood changes sometimes, but I'm not going to complain. Alright, if you say so. Thanks, Hideko. Okay, what should I do now? Eito could use another e-reader. I'm just saying. Ad starts in 1 minute. Immediately after the nighttime announcement, the alarm sounded. Alright, it's about time those creeps got here. Attacking us after hours. Such bold-faced insolence.
Right, losing sleep is bad for your skin.
Don't sweat it. I'll finish this in 5 minutes tops.
I'm starting to wish I didn't eat that curry before bed. Herc.
Why would you eat curry this late in the day? You know there'd be an enemy attack around this time, didn't you?
I did, but there was a plate of my Suzuki curry. Gotcha, makes total sense now.
Yeah, no one can resist that kind of temptation. Let's give this our one and all, everybody. Are you ready, sister dearest?
Ready when you are, brother dearest.
It was encouraging to see Kako and Ima on such good terms. In other timelines, they were usually on the rocks around this time. But like Hideko says, she seems to have got them to make up. You guys ready to get moving soon?
If we stand here talking too long, the enemy will be upon us in no time.
Takumi? At Hideko's prompt, everyone turned to look at me. I met their gaze and gave my answer. Yeah, let's do this. Special Defense Unit, move out!
Not enough. The holy Jumanji sword still thirsts for the blood of the wicked!
Okay, we're back.
Hey, Takamaru. I think it's been more than 5 minutes now.
Yeah, well, my body clock ain't even past 5 seconds yet.
So, where's this Ava commander we're supposed to be fighting?
She should be showing up soon. That's what Sire said, isn't it?
She'll cover the battlefield in a thick mist, and she'll be in the middle of it.
There they are. Ava's here.
Is this that mist we were warned about?
It's kind of messing with my balance. Feels like I'm gonna spew a whole bunch of carrots and sweet potatoes. Ugh, Siri was right. Fighting with this stuff everywhere won't be easy.
Ima, Kako, this is where you two come in.
That's always how we've won this battle in other timelines.
Your skills complement each other perfectly. If you can work together.
Say no more. My dear brother and I just have to
show everyone how strong our sibling love really is.
The twins smiled at each other and nodded.
Right. Go for it.
Wave to end.
Here we go. All right, the mist's gone. I can see everything.
Look, over there!
Is that?
Yes, that's the commander we'll be facing this time.
That's Ava. Enough yapping. Just hurry up and take her down!
You can do it, everybody! Special Defense Unit! Rah, rah, rah!
Wave 3 end.
Phew! Looks like we won! Thank goodness! Any longer and I'd be cleaning regurgitated curry off my class armor.
What are we to do with our fallen foe?
Everyone turned to look at Ava.
Please, don't kill me. My name is...
Ava, the paragon of nature, right?
We know that already.
What? How?
We've got sources of our own.
I see. Well, at any rate, I beg of you, please, spare my life.
Ava brought her hand up to her mask, and in a swift, smooth movement took it off. The boys all let out a gasp. Possibly as a response to that, Mocha was the first to speak.
I say we kill her.
What?
I agree. Yeah, let's rip out her entrails.
Now you mention it. My neck's been feeling awfully cold lately.
You want to wear intestines as a scarf?
Sorry, but I'm with them. She has to die.
You too, Tsubasa?
I hate to say this, but I think so too.
Even you, Nozomi?
If we let her live, you can bet it'll mean trouble later down the line.
No matter how nice she may look, she's still our enemy. Kinda sucks, but that's just how it's gotta be.
Well said.
Yeah, you're right.
But what's going on? They all want to kill her?
I'm sorry, Takumi. It looks like we'll have to finish her off after all.
No.
Please, no! Don't kill me! Let me live. I beg of you. Please don't kill me! Please don't kill me! Please, don't kill me.
But then...
Everybody ready? 1, 2... Just kidding!
For a moment, it felt like time had stopped. I think my heart did too. I tried to speak, but I could only manage to croak out a single confused syllable.
What?
Yeah, he totally fell for it! You've been dynamite, bruh! Today is your birthday, right? We all wanted to give you a surprise, so we all got together and decided to trick you!
Guys, It's not my birthday. And even if it was, this isn't the kind of surprise anyone would want.
Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff, man.
Anyway, I'm glad we got this chance to shake you up a little.
You are? Why?
Lately, it feels like you've been keeping your distance from the rest of us.
We thought a communal event like this would help boost our affinity level with you.
Nope, I've got no idea what that's supposed to mean.
It was Miss Shizuhara who gave us the idea.
Of course it was Hideko who did.
She knew you wouldn't want to kill Ava if you had the choice.
I looked at Hideko. She smirks back at me, a self-satisfied look on her face. Then I looked back at Ava. She was taking the news well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
She was still crying and stammering, but now it was from relief more than fear. After the battle, Ava was officially taken prisoner and detained in the courtyard. She obviously had no way of knowing how Ato had escaped those cages, so there wouldn't be any problem with keeping her in one. It was late, so we didn't have any kind of post-battle celebration. Everyone seemed pretty happy though, both with their victory and with how successfully they pranked me. They all went back to their rooms with smiles on their faces. That just left me and Hideko. She was still smiling, that same infuriating smile. I can tell you're dying to ask, so I won't beat around the bush. This whole theme was my idea, just like Ima Kako said. I genuinely did agree with you that we should spare Ava, so I took the opportunity to convince everyone of that, while also setting up the surprise. Were Side and Ego in on this too? Of course. At first they were opposed to letting her live, but then I gave them some tips on how to improve their domestic cognitive reconstruction therapy. With this new and improved version, the brainwashing won't come undone, provided she isn't subjected to any powerful shocks. Ava will remain our loyal ally right until day 100. Once they heard that, they agreed to do it readily enough. Why did you do it? Do what? Why did you set up this cruel surprise in the first place? You really haven't realized, have you? You're so cute when you're facing a situation that looks absolutely hopeless. Your face gets all tense, you go as wet as a sheet, and you practically drench yourself in cold sweat. You look like a peeled banana that's been sitting out in the sun. Why did I do this? It's really nothing special. I just wanted to see that look on your face. Well, good night. She's just toying with him at this point. It's so funny. With that last remark, Hideko walked away. I was left standing there and heaved a sigh so heavy it could have been made of solid lead. Day 22. Ding dong bing bong. After a late breakfast, I went to the courtyard to check on Ava. But when I got there, she couldn't have escaped already, could she? That's when I noticed I wasn't alone. Yugamu, you here to see Ava? I'm sorry, but she's just not here. Yeah, I can see that. She's in the infirmary. Apparently Side is brainwashing her. I'm so jealous. You think he'll throw in some physical torture to really make the conditioning sink in? I'm getting chills imagining what kind of atrocities he's committing in there. I wish I could be there to watch. Side was very firm though. No one's allowed in until the process is complete. How mortifying. I reluctantly gave up on talking to Ava and headed for the library. When I arrived, somebody else was already there. Hideko. You're late. Have you been off shooting the breeze somewhere? Yeah, I almost hit it too. I told Hideko about Ava. Her reaction was more or less what I'd expected. I don't want to sound too dismissive, but you already know she was going to be brainwashed when we took her prisoner. I guess so, but take your mind off it and get to work. Back to looking for the book, huh? One more thing before you start. Your joke about shooting the breeze and almost hitting it just now. It wasn't the least bit funny. Alright, let's get to it. In that moment, my face probably looked like a peeled banana that had been in the sun too long. But I didn't want to give Hideko the satisfaction of seeing it. I turned away and began examining the books on the shelf, searching for the title we wanted. Hours went by, but we still failed to turn up Reflections on Imprecatory Metempsychosis. Don't get discouraged. We've still only searched 40% of what's here. So we're not even halfway? That's depressing. No, it means we still have hope. If we'd searched everything and still hadn't found it, that would be depressing. I admire your optimism. While I sighed in exhaustion, Hiroko tapped her glasses by her temple. It's almost evening. Let's call it a day here. Huh? Already? Don't forget what Shoma said yesterday.
Lately, it feels like you've been keeping your distance from the rest of us.
As our captain, you need to maintain a good relationship with all your team members. That's true. Do you want me to use this time to go hang out with someone? Hiroko nodded. I'll go crazy if I have to spend the whole day in here. I'm going to go somewhere else for a while, so you may as well take a break too. I left Hiroko to do her own thing and went back to my room. Coming back here feels like a good way to center myself. It was almost like getting a fresh start on my day. After taking a moment to get my thoughts in order, I headed out like usual.
You truly...
Bond 3!
Getting mixed up in this war and having my righteous eyes exposed. My future plans are completely shot now. I was studying so hard to be a politician, too. I was going to massacre all the ugly humans after climbing to a top post in the Tokyo residential complex. I was chosen by these righteous eyes, so I have to do the right thing. You know who to look for if you ever change your mind and decide to destroy humanity instead of saving it. I'll be glad to lend you a hand. I'll even put up with your unsightly presence so we can do it together.
So I didn't realize how hungry I was before I started streaming. So I've been taking moments to eat some chips. Evening came and went. On my way back to my room after dinner, I happened to see Hiroko in the hallway. She didn't notice me and kept on walking until she reached the door to the gym. She opened it and went inside. What could she be doing in there? Curious, I followed her. What? Are you stalking me now? No, I just saw you going in here and wondered if something was up. Nothing's up here, apart from the punching bags, the lights, and that weird statue. So what are you doing? It's hard to explain, but I just got the feeling that I'd find him in here.
Huh?
Him? Do you mean me? Dion. Dion? Yes, that's my name. Though I'm not really used to it yet. Apparently it's what I was called in some of the other timelines you've experienced. I was majorly confused now. What's going on here? Okay, so you two have met before, and Hiroko told you about being called Shion? Both of them nodded. But all this is news to me. Why don't I know about any timelines where you've been given that name? You probably just don't remember them yet, unless you're going to experience them later. Shion, I did have a vague feeling like I'd heard it before somewhere. I told him everything else about us too, time loop and parallel leaping included. You don't need to hold back around me. Ask me anything and I'll do my best to help. I thought for a moment, was there anything? I know this is a long shot, but do you have any idea how we can get out of the loop? Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I agree that the time loop was probably caused by your specialist skills, but that's all I can say for sure. How about the metempsychosis book? The one the old man in the other timeline told you about? I've never heard of it. I see. Sorry. Even after offering to help, I'm not doing very much, am I? Don't apologize. It's not your fault. I do have some information you might find useful, though. What kind of information? It's something I overheard Side and Nigo talking about a few days ago. It turns out there's something called a distress signal transmitter somewhere in this school. Well, that was disappointing. I'm sure Shion wanted to help, but I already knew about the transmitter. Hideko probably did too.
Oh?
Sorry, but we already knew that. It came up in another timeline. Oh, I see. Yeah, the mystery timeline. I remember it clearly. It was in a hidden room in the basement. We never actually used it, but we figured out what it was used for at least. A room in the basement? Not even I knew about that. Hey, why don't we go check it out now? What? Even me? Of course. We arrived at the stairway, ducked underneath it, and touched the wall. And then...
Wow. I had no idea this was here.
It's not exactly easy to notice.
Come on. Let's go.
I opened the hidden door that had appeared. Our little party stepped through and followed the stairs beyond it down into the basement. So this is the distress signal transmitter. You know what it's for, Shion? I think so, based on what Side and Nico said anyway. Tell us, just in case. It's worth checking if it lines up with what we know. Alright. But there's some specialized terms involved that I'd like to clarify first. The school we're in now, Last Defense Academy, is also referred to as the first campus, or number 1. And second to Last Defense Academy is the second campus, or number 2. Likewise, the members of the Special Defense Unit who started out here are sometimes called Team 1, while Nozomi, Moko, and the others are Team 2. I remember hearing something like that before. Was that in the mystery timeline as well? I tried to remember while I listened to Shion's explanation. It was more or less what I'd expected. The distress signal transmitter was put here in the event of all but one member of Team 1 dying. No matter how strong they were, a single fighter wouldn't be able to win this war on their own. Instead, they'd be extracted and put on standby, while the people in charge put together a fresh team for a new attempt. Once the correct series of codes had been entered into the transmitter, it would, well, transmit a distress signal. If the artificial satellite were to receive it, they'd send a rescue craft to the school. The survivor would get on board and be taken back to the satellite. Also, the rescue craft has a maximum weight capacity of 2 tons. Side said the rest of the unit's bodies can be put on board to prevent them from falling into enemy hands. Huh, that's the first I've heard about that. Sounds like you might have some new information for us after all. Go on, Shion. Shion nodded and continued. When a member of the Special Defense Unit dies and loses all their cryptoglobin, they enter a state known as total death. After entering total death, something called the liver mortis code appears on their back. To send the distress signal, the survivor needs to input 9 codes, one for each member of Team 1 besides themselves. That's their way of proving everyone else is dead. Then the distress signal is sent and an extraction is authorized. I'm guessing the 2 teams were never meant to come together like we have here. Only the liver mortis codes from Team 1 are required to send the signal. I thought so. Was there anything else? Yes, if the codes entered are incorrect, everyone in the room will be killed. Poison gas will come out of one of those tanks over there. It's a terrifying toxic gas capable of melting any objects into a soupy mess. Side Nigo said that gas masks or protective clothing wouldn't do anything to stop it. That's all I know. Did I tell you anything new? Hideko and I shook our heads. It's more or less the same as what we already knew, apart from the rescue craft's maximum capacity. So I wasn't very useful after all. That's not true. Yeah, it's enough that you reminded us that this place exists. Really? Well, that's good. Shion looked a little happier after hearing that. I'm sorry, I have to go. I've stayed out longer than I should have today. If I don't get back soon, my energy output will start to fall behind. Goodbye for now. With that, Shion faded away and disappeared. So what are we going to do about this place? We could just leave it alone. It can only be used if all but one of us die, after all. Yeah, and that pretty much goes against what we're working towards here. Getting out of the loop and making it to day 100 with everyone still alive. That's still our goal. Right. There won't be any need for us to use this room. It's better if we just forget about it. Day 23. Ding dong bing bong. Alright, let's get back to it. Hideko and I began our day's work, scouring the library for Professor Inone's book. This was our 3rd day of searching. I was starting to get the hang of it now. Scanning the titles on the book's spines didn't take me as long as it used to, and going through it all shelf by shelf helped me feel like I was making some kind of progress. Unfortunately, time's up. I'm calling it here for today. How much have we got through now? Maybe 50% between the two of us. We're halfway done. Huh, feels like our progress has gotten slower. Maybe it's because you've been spending too much time absorbed in the salacious literary culture of yesteryear. I have not! You're the one who's been taking breaks to read. So you saw that. Are you even looking for this book? Of course I am. There's nothing wrong with taking a little time off now and then. Speaking of which, why don't you go hang out with somebody else for a while? Yeah, sounds good. One more thing. Can you meet me behind the school tonight? I have something I need to discuss with you. As I headed back to my room, I wondered what Hiroko wanted to talk about that she couldn't bring up in the library. I shouldn't get too hung up on it. I'll find out tonight anyway. I took a moment to get my thoughts in order, then went out to find something to do. So what did you want to talk about? The blood space waves are going to surge tomorrow at 4:15 a.m. I want to do another leap. Are we going to fix another broken version of me? Huh? You know, a me with Gi data in his brain? A Takumi G, if you want to give him a weird code name. What in the world are you babbling about? Takumi G's only exist in the Killer Zombie and Hunt Mystery timelines. I treated the Hunt Mystery version at midnight on day 5. And as for Takumi 2 in the Killer Zombie line, we dealt with him on day 16. I gave Hiroko 2 the repair program and she used it on him. He's fine now. You should know all this. You were there for most of it. But isn't there a chance another Takumi G could be out there somewhere? No, there's not. If there was, we'd know about it from multiple murders being committed in that timeline. Really? Why are there so few of them? I can think of 2 explanations. It could be because the versions of you in all the other timelines are from before you were infected. Or because they all come from loops after you were successfully treated. I'll say it again. Only the Killer Zombie and Hunt Mystery timelines contain a Takumi G, and both of them have already been dealt with. Right, they've been treated and we've created new futures where I'm myself again. We don't need to leap to other timelines to fix Takumi G's anymore. That's right. As usual, we changed locations before continuing our conversation. So, why are we leaping tomorrow? You're familiar with the mystery timeline, yes? You remember who was killed? Well, no need to talk about Gaku. I'm sure you don't want to think about that. Or Ava, since she died via self-destruction. But who else died in the mystery timeline? Kako, Shoma, Moko and Tsubasa, and finally Kurata. 5 victims in all. So who was responsible for those 5 murders? It wasn't you, that much is clear. They all died after you were treated. I nodded and thought about it. It turned out that Shoma killed Kako, and then Ava killed Shoma. But they both said they didn't really want to kill anyone. They were just following orders from someone called X. That person was probably the mastermind behind the other murders as well. In other words, X is the one responsible indirectly or otherwise. Yeah. The second murder occurred early on day 27. Today's only day 23, so we still have a chance to save Kako. That's our objective this time, to prevent the tragedies that occur in the mystery timeline. As for how we're going to do it, that much should be obvious. You mean?
Yes. Tomorrow, we're going to expose the true mastermind. And stop X before they can start killing.
You've arrived at Story Lock 2. You will not be able to progress without meeting certain conditions. Try exploring other branches for now. Unlock conditions. Reach ending 100. The conditions to unlock story lock 3 have been met. I thought back to what happened yesterday. After Kiriko and I found that secret basement room, we ran to the roof and told everyone about it. Not everyone though, because the fake Kurata wasn't present. She had disappeared. As much as I wanted to immediately start a search party after her, that had to wait. Because we had something more important to attend to. Kiriko and I led everyone to the secret basement room. After explaining what the livor mortis codes were, we showed them the distress signal transmitter. And one more thing. We showed them Kurata's dead body as well. After an initial bout of astonishment, everyone started talking. So that fella in Kurata's clothing is the real mastermind.
That was X!
They have been pretending to be Lady Kurata all this time? The real Kurata had probably been killed more than 50 days ago. Her cryptoglobin hasn't been completely drained, but most of it is gone. Probably absorbed by X. I can tell at a glance. I am, after all, an expert in dead bodies. That's why the life detector always shows the same number of people as everyone present. After that, we embarked on the search for fake Kurata/X together, but found nothing of note. The same thing happened again today on day 83. We ransacked the entire school trying to find X. But they had disappeared without a trace. Night soon fell and we had to call off the search. The number shown on the life detector stayed at 9. It meant that X was still hiding somewhere on the premises.
No matter where in the academy X is hiding, tomorrow's the day we'll find them for sure.
I clenched my fist in determination. Day 84. Ding dong bang bong. That day, we continued with our frantic search for X. Unfortunately, our search bore no fruit. Time passed mercilessly and evening soon came. And then it was night, but just as we were about to call off the search, Nanami brought some news.
See? One fire extinguisher is missing! Does that mean?
Hey, the number's gone down by 1! I knew it! X has escaped outside the school! It was still 9 just a short while ago. They could not have gone far.
If we give chase now?
I grabbed the remaining fire extinguisher and ran outside with everyone else right behind me. We cut through the wall of fire and went out into the city ruins. In the distance, we could see the outline of someone running away. That has to be X. We immediately gave chase. It was 10:30 p.m. when we finally arrived in front of a dilapidated building. I saw with my own 2 eyes our target entering this building. Yeah. What kind of building is this? Only one way to find out. We stepped inside and continued down the cold and unwelcoming path until we reached a large door. We opened the door and finally came face to face with the person who had been tormenting us all this time. We finally found you, X.
I see there is no point in hiding any longer. Yes, I am the person you referred to as X.
Who the hell are you?
I just said I'm X, didn't I? Not that it pleases me to take on this name. You're the one who ordered Shoma to kill Kaku and Ava to kill Shoma? I am indeed. You see, I have no interest in killing other people and would rather not have to dirty my own hands if possible.
But Gaku and Kurata, Tsubasa and Moko, you killed them yourself.
No, I wasn't the one who killed Gaku.
What?
I wasn't in the academy yet. I only arrived on day 24. You can believe me or not, of course. I don't really care.
No.
But I'll admit I killed the other 3. Kurata, I killed her on day 28 at around 2 a.m. The day before, on day 27, Tsubasa said too much while you were in the leisure lounge, remember? I was actually hiding in that room at that time and heard her say it. I know, I can make an organic life detection device. That would be highly inconvenient for me. You would all realize I was hiding out somewhere in the school. So I decided to borrow Kurata's mask and clothes. That's why I killed her. I absorbed her cryptoglobin as well and gained her hemoanima as a result. As for Tsubasa and Moko, it was our turn on watch that night. That made it easy for me to get close to them. I knocked them out by injecting them with gamma fuel and dragged them all the way to the parking lot. Then I stabbed Tsubasa multiple times and cut Moko's carotid artery. Tsubasa's multiple stab wounds were to make her critical drain out as quickly as possible. That was also why I hung her up in a tree. As you've already deduced, my objective is to obtain the livor mortis codes from all members of Team 1. There was no need to hang Moko since she was from Team 2, but leaving her lying around would take the gloss off the scene somewhat, you know what I mean? So I strung them together. But it would take some time for all cryptoglobin to be drained out of the bodies, so I returned to the gym, and the rest is history. If all you wanted were the livor mortis codes, why did you also kill Moko? Are you stupid? Because if I'd only killed Tsubasa, Moko would have realized I was the one who did it. Just for that? That's right. Moko was killed just for something like that? I already said yes. What difference does the life of a maggot make anyway?
You! By that point, I had lost all sense of reason. In the frenzy of the moment, I charged at full speed toward X, but the moment I took my first step...
As you can see, this is a grenade gun. It's loaded with a grenade imbued with the energy of undying flames. Once it hits, the grenade will instantly burn any organic matter within a 16-foot radius to a crisp.
Let's play a game. I love playing games. Here are the rules. I'm going to fire this gun after counting to 10. If you can guess who I really am before then, I'll lower the gun. As a bonus, I'll even tell you everything I know. But if you guess wrong, it's game over for you. Because I'll shoot the person who gave the wrong answer. Alright, let's play. 10, 9, 8.
My head was spinning. Think, how can me think? Who could X be? X said they came to the academy on day 24. That's the biggest clue they've given. Someone who had arrived on day 24. I know the answer. I should know it. X is the real identity of X is. The true identity of X is... Day 24. Join the invader hunt? No. Killing game routes. Is it Atho again? Because Atho was in the killing game route. With his quote-unquote master. It could be Atho again. Or maybe it's a different Kudata. Oh, wrong answer. It wasn't 8 though. Damn. Gotta try that again. Got it. I got an ending. Mystery route explosion. That was 99. Ending 99. Okay, got 78 endings now. Damn, okay. Okay, I guess I'll just have to go down the line because I don't know. I don't know who X is. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's another Takumi. He's about the same height as Kurata. He is 5'6". Kurata is 5'3". Okay, so he's 3 inches taller than Kurata, actually. Maybe it's another evil Takumi, huh? Damn it! I really am gonna have to just go down the line. I have no clue what X is. I know that they give a hint day 24, but I don't remember what happened on day 24. It has to be one of the kids is dead, right? Gaku was murdered by Takumi, so it's not him. Maybe it's Kako? Maybe this is the Kako who, Hiroko sent to a different timeline. It was Kako! I got it. It is the version of Kako who said that she really needed to get the liver mortis codes. That no one said anything about. X put both hands on their mask and quietly removed it.
The hell?
Kako with the gi.
Why?
You... Kako. But Lady Kaka was... She was...
You kicked the freaking bucket on day 27!
Sister dearest, my dear sister. She's still alive. Alive, alive, alive! Alive! Oh. Ima collapsed on the spot. Probably out of sheer exhilaration, like how a super fan would react upon making eye contact with their favorite celebrity on stage. Basically, he swooned.
You guys think maybe she had another twin besides Ima?
An identical one? Or a clone of some sort? No, none of those. She came from another timeline using the PLM. Timeline? PLM? I'll explain later. Long story short, this is a Kako from a parallel world. Everybody tensed up and stared around in sheer utter confusion. Another thing, you're all calling her Kako, but to be precise, she's no longer the Kako we all know. There's a parasitic creature called a Gi in her brain that's taken over her body. It's going to be easier if we call her Kako G from here on.
Kako G?
I nodded and continued. The Gi inside her body, that's the real mastermind who killed her friends. That's who X really is.
You're absolutely right. I have nothing to add or subtract from your explanation.
You said you'd tell us everything if we got your identity right.
I did say that, didn't I?
Good, because I have some questions for you.
Go ahead.
First of all, you said your objective was to obtain the liver mortis codes, right? How did you even learn about them?
From Shion in the Box of Calamity timeline. It was before I got banished to this world. That's also where I learned about the distress signal transmitter.
So your ultimate objective is to summon the rescue craft?
That's right. I'm going to ride into the artificial satellite, so my sisters can bond with the remaining humans there.
Next question. Where did you put the liver mortis codes you cut out of the others?
I have them right here. You can have them.
She pulled out some kind of file binder and tossed it over.
This little scrapbook contains their skin fragments. You won't know which number belongs to whom, so I'll tell you. Eito is 8, Gaku is 0, Kako is 9, and Shoma is 3. There's just one more confirmed liver mortis code. I didn't take her skin, but you must have seen it too. Yes, Tabasa's is 2. That's 5 confirmed so far. Just 4 more to go.
May I ask you a question as well?
Go ahead.
Why did you leave the bodies in the morgue? If you didn't want us to know about the liver mortis codes, you could have just thrown the bodies into the wall of fire.
Call it instinct. My primal desire for my species to survive. I left the bodies there to provide suitable seedbeds for another geek queen. There was a powerful urge within me to leave the bodies alone. I can't explain it very well. I suppose it's like the urges you humans feel when seeing an attractive member of the opposite sex. Are we done here? I have to go now.
Go? Go where?
You're beginning to annoy me, so I'm going to jump into another timeline and kill all of you.
You're gonna what now?
I wasn't lying about having no interest in killing people. I don't kill for fun, if you know what I mean. I kill to vent my frustration, like crushing a pesky roach.
Words that disgust even an assassin like myself.
Besides, I still need to verify the other liver mortis codes.
So you're going to leave out of here?
I've had enough of this timeline. I'm the type whose enthusiasm wanes as quickly as it waxes. Oh, that reminds me. The PLM was locked until very recently. I unlocked it just before you arrived, so it's all good. I can leap into any timeline now.
Locked?
It's fun if you don't understand. Don't go worrying your precious heads about it. You all need to leave the room now. I have to change up to my leap suit and make other preparations before I leap.
You think we're just gonna let you go after all you've done?
Don't make me do this.
I'm going to count down from 10 now. Get out before I reach 0 or else. 10, 9, 8.
The burning rage within me flared up into an inferno and I can no longer contain myself.
7,
This lunatic killed Kako, Shoma, Tsubasa, Moko, and Kurata. I was not going to let her get away scot-free.
4, 10.
No, not if I could help it. I'd catch her and punish her for everything she'd done. I swore to myself that I would exact vengeance for my friends, no matter what it took.
1.
I started charging forward as I yelled, taking 1 step, 2 steps, and then I saw a grenade flying through the air, making a beeline for my face. Suddenly, what just happened? Can't be real. Nozomi, she's trying to protect me? No, don't do this, Nozomi. Get away. Please get out of the way. I'm begging you, Nozomi. Nozomi! Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome! Day 97. My heart felt hollow, my mind, emotion, sense of self all gone. I couldn't think, couldn't feel. I had become emptiness itself, held together by a sack of inconsequential flesh.
Are you awake? It's already day 97. 0 reaction. No surprises there. I can hardly blame you. After seeing Nozomi die right in front of your eyes like that. You may not be listening, but I have something important to report. Kakoji leapt to another timeline after she killed Nozomi. We tried to stop her, but she threatened us with the grenade gun. I am sorry. Please, forgive us. Unfortunately, we cannot ascertain where she leapt to. We checked the logs, but someone had altered the program to automatically delete that data. Everyone else is safe, by the way. They were more than 16 feet away at the time of the blast. Not that knowing that would bring you any comfort.
Can you walk? Follow me. I need to show you something. The escape pod. Doesn't this surprise you? Is it because you already saw it in another timeline, or because you've completely lost heart already? I noticed it 3 days ago and I've already shown it to the others. We've actually been leaping into different timelines in search of Kako's G. So far, we haven't found her. A lot has happened, but we did find a ruined escape pod in one timeline. It occurred to me this may have happened in our timeline as well. I came back to check, and unfortunately, I was right. As of right now, we don't know what caused the damage. We can't fix it without Tsubasa anyway. And even if Tsubasa were still with us, it would be impossible for her to fully repair it in just 2 days. We can't use the escape pod anymore. What do you think happens next? If we can't go to the artificial satellite when the omnidirectional attack launches on day 100? The only way to survive in our current situation is to stop the omnidirectional attack. For that to happen,
We have no choice but to release him from here, and by doing so, sentence him to certain death. Who would ever feel good about willingly sacrificing an infant to preserve their own lives? So, I've made my decision.
You're going to leap, aren't you?
Huh?
You'll leap to another timeline. You want to find a way to save the baby somehow. Isn't that right?
Hideko fell silent for a while before answering.
You're not wrong. I intend to steal a device called the Baby Jar. To do that, I have to go to the steady fundamental timeline.
Day 100. My heart remained empty, floating about quietly in darkness. I melted into the formless void. I could no longer tell where the darkness ended and I began. My outline was slowly dissipating, like an abandoned stand sculpture blown by the wind.
I'm glad you're awake. Today, we celebrate the arrival of our long-awaited Day 100. Not that there's anything worth celebrating right now. We've won the war. We've defeated Veshness. Emptiness is our spoil. That is all. Are you worried about the others? Don't be. Everyone is safe. The omnidirectional attack won't be happening in this timeline. As you can see, the missiles are no longer being charged. They won't be used to eliminate all life on this planet.
Alright, I'm leaving now. Come join us on the roof as well if you're feeling up to it. Hello, it's been a while.
Huh?
Dion. Huh? Dion, that's your name. Dion. Dion. Okay. It feels strangely right. You can manifest yourself now? Yes, thanks to your help. What's that? You solved the future case, didn't you? The flow of the malicious aura has been stopped. Thank you. I'm really grateful. I'll see you around.
Takumi, you've got to come see this! Oh, will you quit with the morose character archetype already? Come on, this might actually cure you!
What's that?
Just come with me, hurry up!
Sodomy grabbed my hand and dragged me outside. There stood the 6 other survivors. Hideko, Takemaru, Ima, Kyoshika, Yugamu, and of course, Sodomy. When they saw me, they beckoned me over. Get your ass over here now! Come this way! I ran with the rest toward the fence, and we glanced down at the schoolyard together, where we saw...
What? No way! How?
We can talk more in the schoolyard. Run, everyone. Yeah!
No way! Whoa, what?
How?
Why?
Impossible!
Y'all are supposed to be dead.
How are you here?
A question we seek an answer to as well.
Doesn't matter, because
A miracle! A miracle!
Everybody is alive?
Yes, we are.
Brother dearest?
Sister dearest.
Brother dearest!
Sister dearest!
The twins ran and leapt into each other's embrace, but I wasn't looking at them at all, because my eyes had gravitated toward...
Nozomi? Nozomi!
Driven by an unstoppable impulse, I ran to her and enveloped her in a crushing hug.
Takumi, what's wrong?
Sorry, it's nothing. I'm just so happy. So happy.
Everyone started gathering in one spot as well, exchanging hugs, patting shoulders, and rubbing cheeks. Shouts of joy filled the air amidst the occasional sobbing. In that moment, I suddenly felt like there was someone standing behind me, but when I turned around, there was no one. All that remained was a faint scent, a hint of lavender. Oh, so it was Hirago. Another Hirago? We inadvertently ended up on the roof after that and stared at the distant landscape beyond the fence together.
It's over.
Yeah, and we all made it out unscathed, more or less.
Why so unsure? This is exactly the kind of moment you should be shouting from the rooftops about!
Yes, you're right.
My dear sister is alive!
And so is my dear brother.
The baby's been saved.
Yes.
Right here with us.
Everything turned out well.
All thanks to you.
Shion! When did you arrive?
Am I not allowed to join you?
Are you kidding? Of course you are!
I'm just so happy everyone's alive. Right, Gaku?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a day I shall never forget.
Me too. I feel so light right now.
Come on, Shoma, turn off the waterworks already.
But I'm just so...
Did our dead friends come back to life? Well, on the way to the roof, we asked them about this. Apparently, they had left here from another timeline, so it wasn't like those who died in this timeline had gotten revived. That gave me mixed feelings. The Eito, Gaku, Kako, Shoma, Ava, Tsubasa, Moko, Kurata, Nozomi, who are here with us right now. They weren't the same 9 people we had gotten to know from this timeline. I would never forget those who were killed here. The pain of losing them would live on forever in my heart. But it was just like Kurata said. Right now was the time for us to go all out and celebrate the fact that everyone was still alive. I didn't want to think about how the Shoma and Ava this timeline ended up becoming murderers.
The only thing I regret is not being able to capture Kakuji.
Yeah, but it's only a matter of time before we do. And exact vengeance on her for everyone's deaths.
Well said, Takumi.
We continued staring into the distance together for some time after that. Reflected in each of our eyes were the purple flames and the boundless eternal future that stretched out ahead of us. Ending 100, mystery route, visitors from day 100. Complete all mystery routes. The conditions to unlock Story Lock 2 have been met. Add starts to 1 minute. Day 24. I'll be right back. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? It feels like your mind's somewhere else. Oh yeah, the thing is... I know this is sudden, and it'll probably sound weird, but I figured it out. I think I know who's behind the murders in the mystery timeline. I know who X is. It's Kako. Huh? You knew? More accurately, it's a Gi-possessed version of her. A Kako G, to borrow the term you came up with yesterday. How long have you known that? The whole time, ever since I got my memories back on day 3. Why didn't you say anything? You never asked. But why do you know it all of a sudden? I saw it in a dream. Or I guess it's more like some memories from that timeline came back to me. That explains why you've been so spacey. Try not to get too fixated on it. Concentrate on tonight's sleep. I can't just turn off my emotions, especially when those memories, some of the things I saw. It's Nozomi, isn't it? You're feeling bad about not being able to save her. Takumi, why are we leaping tonight? To catch X, to stop Kakoji. And what will happen when we do that? A new branch of the mystery timeline will be created, one where Ava and the others survive, and Nozomi won't have to die. Exactly. Focus on making that a reality. This is our chance to get back at the Gi for everything they've done to us. Of course, the one we'll be facing won't have actually killed anyone yet. Maybe, but I'm still not letting it off the hook. Well said. It was 4:13 a.m. The two of us had already put on our leap suits. Hideko was adjusting the machine settings. I decided to ask her a few things just to make sure everything was clear. So we're leaping to the Hunt mystery timeline? No, there's no Kakoji there at this point. Alright. The Gi-possessed Kako isn't actually the mystery Kako. She came from another timeline. Or maybe I should say she was sent there. Sent by, well... I know, by me. That version of me thought she was doing the right thing, but it had serious consequences for the mystery timeline. All the more reason why I have to fix this. It was my mistake. This is the least I can do to atone for it. So the timeline we're leaping to is... the Box of Calamity timeline. I looked at the time on my helmet window. It was 4:15 a.m. Hideko and I locked eyes and nodded. Alright, let's go. We're here. Yeah, I know I said this last time, but it barely feels like we went anywhere. That's just how it works. Get used to it. What's our plan for catching Kakoji? The meme from this timeline, Hideko 3, will be here soon. She'll have knocked Kakoji out with an anesthetic. So she's bringing her here to send her to another timeline. Hideko nodded. Her helmet moved up and down slightly. When's she coming? I don't remember the exact time. Around 5 a.m. I think. Are we just going to wait around until then? Yes, we can hide somewhere we won't be spotted. What about our suits? It's best to keep them on. If she feels threatened, Hideko 3 might use her hemo anima to attack us. And so we waited, but things didn't go exactly according to plan. 5 a.m. arrived, and there was still no sign of Hideko 3. We waited 5 more minutes, and another 5. By 5:15, I couldn't take the numb feeling in my legs anymore. I'm going to go take a look outside. Keep an eye on things in here, okay? What? Wait. I'll be right back, I promise. I ran outside to find countless drops of water falling from the sky. That rain stuff again. Right, it rains on day 24. I looked around but didn't see anyone anywhere. If Hideko 3 is coming, it'll be from that direction. I took off down a nearby street to check. Still no sign of Hideko 3, or Kakoji for that matter. This road is the fastest way to the lab from the school. Maybe something happened that made her take another route? I walked to the nearest crossroads and decided to take a look down one of the other streets. And then I saw something. Someone. They were standing there, looking right at me. That looks like Takumi. That definitely looks like Takumi. The sun still wasn't up and the rain didn't help visibility at all. And because of that, I couldn't make out who it was.
Is that Hiruko 3? No, she'd be carrying Kakoji. So maybe...
Something clicked and everything became clear.
It's me. That's the me from the box Calamity timeline. Takumi 3.
When I put that together, I took off down one of the ruined streets.
Hey, wait!
He ran after me. The rain was stronger now, but it wasn't slowing him down. If he caught up with me, it'd cause a lot of problems. I had to throw him off. But how? I tried to think of something as I headed down the road to the lab. I jumped over a puddle and ran a good 60 feet. Then there was a dull thud behind me. I spun around to see what had happened. Lying there on the soaking wet sidewalk was Takumi 3. He wasn't moving, and there was somebody else there, too. It must be Hiroko. She stood over Takumi 3 and looked down at him. He looked up at her and croaked out a single word in a weak, faltering voice. He never finished his question. The next moment, his eyes glazed over and he passed out. Was it okay to leave him there like that? We moved him inside a building with a roof. That's good enough. Come on, we have to get back to the lab. Right. We ran back to the lab and into the PLM room. There was nobody there. But something was strange. The air was somewhat hazy, almost as if... Oh no. Hiroko rushed over to the control console and began furiously typing on the keyboard. Damn it, we're too late. What's wrong? I checked the log. The machine was last used 10 minutes ago. What? How? One person made the leap. Their destination was the Hunt Mystery timeline. You know what that means. Kakuji's gone? Just in the last 10 minutes? I'm afraid so. Hiroko 3 must have arrived and sent her away while we were outside. No! We didn't have time to stand around and feel sorry for ourselves. We needed to act and fast. Then we have to go too. We'll follow her to the Hunt Mystery line and... Hiroko shook her head. We can't. Why? Look at the display in your helmet. It keeps track of blood space wave activity. They're looking pretty low. Right, we won't be able to leap again for a while. It's 2 days until they'll be strong enough again. 8:10 p.m. on day 26. So yes, we're going to be stuck here for a while. In the box of Calamity timeline. You've got to be kidding. Hiroko and I discussed what we should do next. Eventually, we decided to carry Takumi 3 back to the school. We couldn't just leave him out there in the ruins all night. With Takumi 3 hoisted on my back, we made our way back to Last Defense Academy. The sun was coming up by the time we arrived. The morning announcement will be playing soon. We have to hurry. How about you help me with this guy then? Excuse me? Me? Carry luggage? That's your job, servant. Again with the servant stuff. Just who do you think I am, anyway? My servant, of course. Was I not clear? Would you prefer lackey? We took Takumi 3 back to his room and put him into bed.
There. That should do it.
No, he looks so pitifully vulnerable sleeping like that. I wish we could stay to draw something on his face. But we don't have the time. We have to leave before the others start waking up.
Right.
Let's get going.
Back on the road to the lab, Hiroko suddenly came to a halt. You still don't have all your memories back yet, do you? Huh? We're in the box of Calamity timeline right now. What's that? If you don't remember, that's alright. We can probably chalk it up to leap damage. What do you mean? It's not important. Forget I said anything. He began walking again, clearly in no mood to discuss the matter further. I watched in confusion as she strode further and further ahead of me. What had just happened? We arrived back in the lab and did what little we could. Namely, we took off our suits, hung them up, and caught our breath. Once that was done, we were at a loose end. We had nothing to do and way too much time on our hands. We'll just have to wait things out here for the next 2 days. The next sleep set's 8 p.m. on day 26, so it's more like 2.5. Don't quibble over details. What difference does it make? So, how are we going to kill time until then? Want to play 20 questions? I think I get bored of that after 5 minutes. Would you like to lick my boots then? That was the last time we spoke to each other that day. For the next few hours, we sat around in silence, letting time pass us by.
Uh...
10 o'clock. I'm getting pretty hungry.
Oh.
Me too. Go find some food somewhere and cook it for me.
Huh?
Somewhere? Somewhere in the town ruins. Sometimes you find old canned food around. Why don't you go look for some yourself? I'm not the servant here. That was the last straw. This is all your fault, you know. What is? Us missing Kako G. I told you to wait here. The blood space waves were about to fade out. What was I supposed to do? I waited and waited and he still didn't come back. So I went outside to try and find you. When I saw Takumi 3 chasing you, I knew I had to do something. So I went around him and up into one of the buildings. He would have caught up to you if I hadn't knocked him out with that nice clean knee drop to the back of his head. Don't you get it? I did all of this to save you, and now you're saying it's all my fault? Hideko's tirade seems to jog something loose in my mind. Of course! How could I forget something so important? Is it the leap damage again? What's the matter? I remembered something about day 24 in this timeline. It was around 4 p.m. When I was Takumi 3, I saw Hideko 3 leaving the school grounds. I didn't realize it at the time, but she must have been carrying Kako G too. I wondered what she was up to, and I followed her. Then I spotted someone in a leap suit in the city ruins. Of course, I didn't know what the suit was back then or who was inside it, but I do now. That was the me from the steady fundamental timeline. Takumi 1, the version of me I am now. I don't need to tell you the rest. Somebody hit me with a nice clean knee drop to the back of the head. That's weird, isn't it? Why is history repeating itself like this? The same thing happened in the killer zombie timeline.
Oh.
So, what are you getting at? It's like we're on rails, just acting out a predetermined series of events. The same goes for us failing to stop Kako G leaving this timeline. I feel like we're reenacting a version of history that's already happened, or that we're being railroaded so things play out the way they're supposed to. Is anything we're doing making a difference? Is it even possible for us to change history? Not this again. We've been over this already. Over in the killer zombie timeline, we saved Hideko 2 and made sure Takumi 2 got treated. But enough! I can't keep talking on an empty stomach like this. Don't waste what few calories I have access to by making me repeat myself. I'm going to bed. We need to conserve our strength. Good night. Hideko skulked away to a corner of the room and lay down with her back to me. I stared at her for a while and thought about what she'd said. According to her, Hideko 2 was killed by Takumi 2 in the killer zombie line on day 16, but I had no memory of that happening. I really only had her word for it. Was it true, or could Hideko have been lying to me? Suddenly, I became aware of a fragrance in the air. It felt familiar, almost nostalgic. I knew that soothing floral aroma. It was the scent of lavender. Day 25. At the very least, we weren't in any danger of dying of thirst. Rainwater had collected in the little hollows of the ruins around us, giving us enough to stay hydrated. Food was another matter. The last time we'd had anything to eat was 2 nights ago. I'm feeling dizzy. I think my blood sugar is getting too low. Same here. We need to find something to eat soon. Hideko and I split up to look for food, but in the end... The whole day's almost gone. Have you even been trying? I wanted to scream back, of course I have. I'm just as hungry as you are, you know, but I didn't have the energy. I didn't say anything, and Hideko didn't press me. A heavy silence settled over the two of us. Faint from hunger and exhaustion, we slowly made our way back to the lab and spent the next couple of hours there. Takumi, what time is it? Check for yourself. You've got it built into your glasses, don't you? Too much trouble to raise my hand. Just tell me. I took my device out of my pocket and checked the time.
Huh?
It's 9:50 p.m. Still a whole day before we can leap back.
Hmm.
They're probably worried about us back in Steady Fundamental. From their point of view, we just disappeared. Maybe they think we eloped together. Kidding. Sorry, I don't have the energy to laugh. I'm almost at my limit, too. I don't think I can make it through these last 22 hours. What do you want me to do about it? We've already searched every inch of these ruins. In that case, there's only one place we can go. Where's that? The only place we're guaranteed to get a high caloric intake. The school! You want to steal food from the cafeteria? You're really that surprised? What did you think we were doing here? But what if someone sees us? That's why we've got our leap suits on. Come on, let's go. We snuck along the hallway to the cafeteria and slipped inside, making as little noise as possible. Then we ransacked the place. We mostly took snacks and preserved food, stuff we wouldn't need to cook. Can we just eat it here? And take off our helmets? We'd be royally screwed if anyone saw us. It's 11:10 p.m. The nighttime announcement was a while ago. Doesn't matter, some of them are bound to still be awake. You worry too much, it won't take too long. We're ready to go reach up to remove her helmet. We took off running as fast as we could. Even in our panic trying to get away, a thought occurred to me. Something happened in this timeline with Gaku in the middle of the night.
I got kinda hungry, so I went to the cafeteria for some food, and when I turned around, there were two dark, shadowy figures standing at the back of the room.
Ah, yeah. I forgot about that. About the two shadowy figures. At least I knew who these shadowy figures had been now. Fortunately, no one tried to follow us, but we weren't in the clear yet. Clutching our spoils tight, we ran all the way back to the lab. Day 26. After we filled our bellies, Kiriko and I decided to take some well-earned rest. We spent most of day 26 lounging around like giant pandas. Before we knew it, the sun had gone down and night had fallen. The time was 8:03 p.m. Soon the blood space waves would finally be strong enough for us to leap again. Kiriko was setting it all up. I didn't want to distract her, but I still had some doubts. We're going to hunt mystery, right? Well, not quite. Why not? Shouldn't we be trying to stop Kakoji? Of course, but we're actually going to the mystery timeline. It's day 26. This is the day Hunt Mystery splits off into the Hunt and Mystery. Our original goal was to prevent the murders Kakoji perpetrates in the mystery line. Now that timeline has branched off, we had to follow her there. Kiriko continued pressing buttons and typing commands, then stopped. No, this can't be. What's wrong? There's a lock on the mystery timeline. To put it simply, it's like when a phone blocks all incoming calls. Does that mean what I think it does? I'm afraid so. The machine won't let us sleep there. Did Kakoji do this? She must have. She's the only one in that timeline who knows this lab exists. She's smart too. I thought it would take her long to figure out how the machine works. We've got no choice. We'll have to return to Steady Fundamental for now and plan a new strategy. Damn, you're right. There was just 1 minute left until our leap. Everything was set up and ready to go. What are we going to tell everyone when we get back? How about we went out to explore the ruins early on day 24, got caught in the rain, and were laid up with a fever until now. A fever so bad we couldn't move for the last 2 days? Nobody's gonna buy that. I'm open to suggestions. Excuses and cover stories are your forte, not mine. While we were talking, the time changed. It was 8:10 p.m. now. Okay, time to go home. It's late. Let's wait until tomorrow to discuss the Kako G problem.
Huh?
Fine with me. I'm going back to my room. We staggered back onto school grounds and made it up to the roof, but when we got there... Where have you two been? You got any idea how worried we were?
It's been 3 days! We've been going out of our minds looking for you! We couldn't find any trace of you.
We were starting to wonder if you'd eloped or something. Seriously? But if that were the case, you wouldn't have come back.
What have you been doing? We had to ask. Feeding, seeding, and breeding.
What? Such indecency! Do you two think of nothing else? I sighed, might as well get this over with. Truth is, we went out to explore the ruins on day 24. You guys remember how hard it was raining that day? Well, we both caught a cold in it. We were laid up with a fever until today. Everyone's faces had the same expression, blank astonishment. But the silence only lasted for a moment.
Oh, jeez, is that all?
Guess there's no helping it then. Don't let it happen again, okay? All this stress is bad for my heart. Unbelievable, they actually bought it. Huh? Nothing, don't worry about it. Anyway, we're sorry to worry you all this time. Me too, I apologize. Well, I don't think I've ever heard you apologize before. It wasn't addressed to you. Oh, come on! Just then... Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Ava? You're here? I know this is sudden, but I am now a member of the Special Defense Unit. Perhaps you heard about it already, but I haven't formally introduced myself to either of you yet. The brainwashing's done? I feel like that's a little faster than in the other timelines. Mr. Sumino, Miss Yuzihara, it's an honor to be working with you.
Oh, Ava, we told you before, you don't gotta be so formal around us.
Yes, we're all on the same team here.
Just make sure to ignore any weird orders from the boys, okay?
Oh, so I can't get her to show me her boobs?
Of course not!
And I can't perform a vivisection on her?
Especially not that! But orders from us girls are okay. Ava, shake!
Arf, arf. Kurata extended a hand. Ava knelt down and put her hand on top of it.
Oh, you're so adorable! Who's a good girl? You is! Yes, you is!
She patted Ava's head. Ava herself knelt there with her tongue lolling, an expression of pure ecstasy on her face.
Ooh, I want to try too! Ava, do some more doggy style stuff.
Doggy style? Understood. Lady Ava, no! You must ignore strange orders from the girls as well.
But I wanted to set up a killing game with her.
A killing game? That sounds lovely. I'd be glad to participate. You don't even know what that means, do you? You should join too, Mr. Yakushiji. And you, Mr. Ginzaki. Well, I guess a little one wouldn't hurt. Don't get swept up in the mood, you two. Oh, it's a killing game, a contest to see who can kill the most invaders. That really does sound wonderful. Let's all kill lots of invaders together. I wasn't sure what had happened in the 3 days that Hideko and I had been gone, but it seemed like Ava had assimilated into the team just fine, even without our help.
None of the team's back together. Shall we celebrate the usual way? I'm down for that! Alright, 1, 2, 3...
Special Defense Unit, best in the world, indestructible and undefeated. Never lose, never yield. Special Defense Unit, fight on!
Everyone raised their voices, their cheers echoing out across the roof. Hideko watched them with a mixture of confusion and relief.
I guess this is fun.
Her expression softened a little, and she smiled as the group continued kidding the ground. Oh shit. Dream's ending. Day 27. Okay. Well, I'll continue this on how many okay, I have 79 endings now. 79. A lot has happened. I still have a lot of games to go. Still 21 endings I haven't gotten. Okay, we're gonna go to Saku's stream. He's playing something called Nook Fall West Town. I'll be back tomorrow for Silk Song and more steno practice. Goodbye, everybody.